into them. That might send you over the edge.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Royal Commonwealth Pool here in the heart of Edinburgh. We are just about to start session 5 of this Edinburgh International Swim Meet 2025. Just gone 25 minutes past 12 local time, and we'll be starting the action around about 12:30. And my name's Paul Noble. I'll be taking you through that action this afternoon, and Tony Rose is back with me again this afternoon.
Good afternoon, Paul. We were having too much fun. We almost missed the start, didn't we?
We almost missed the start.
Anyway, here we are. Seamless. We're all good.
Absolutely. There's what we're going to enjoy this afternoon. It's much of the same as what we had this morning, but it's the slower heats this afternoon. So a few more heats, and it gives the younger swimmers a chance to compete in these distances. 400 IM for the men and 800 freestyle. A couple of the slower heats for the female swimmers goes in first. So 2 longer events. Then we go to the sprints, 50 back for both male and open, and for female. Back up to the 100 metre distance, the breaststroke, the butterfly. Up again to the 200 for the butterfly for the male and open. Female 400 IM. Back to the sprints again towards the end of the session, and then we have the male and open 800 freestyle and the female 200 freestyle. So it was a good morning this morning.
Very
Seemed
good.
to go quite quickly, so we're hoping for more of the same this afternoon, and maybe a chance for some swimmers to make their way into some of the finals tonight. Certainly we've got heat declared winners for the 800 freestyle, so no qualification for them, but for the others we've got A finals, B finals, and junior finals.
Yep.
Or should I say super finals?
They're super finals,
rather
Paul.
than A finals.
They are
sorry.
super finals, apparently, for this meet.
Get told off again.
Yep. And unusual to get an afternoon swimmer into a super final. We did have it yesterday, though.
We did. It was the very last event, wasn't it?
Managed to make it into the 200 IM super final from the afternoon session. But I'd be very surprised if we get a repeat of that, but you never know. But there have been plenty of junior finalists coming in from the afternoon session, which you'd expect. It's principally, nice view of the roof, principally junior finalists and junior swimmers will be swimming this afternoon. Although it's been such a high quality meet, we've had some pretty high powered senior swimmers in these afternoon sessions as well. So it's not just the juniors. Men's 200 freestyle yesterday, I think you had people swimming in the afternoon that were entered on a 151, which just seems mad. So definitely in some of the events, some top class swimming this afternoon for a senior and a junior level. So,
and we've got no para finals that we have at some events, but we have got some para swimmers. Swimming, we saw a few of them in the afternoon yesterday, some international para swimmers as well as UK domestic para swimmers. We saw Poppy Maskell, Great Britain's most decorated Paralympic swimmer in France last year. So I think she's on again this afternoon. So there's a few of the GB team and a few internationals, as I said, taking part in the para events.
All good to look forward to. And we're kicking off, though, with 400 IM, male and open 400 IM. We've got 5 heats in this one. In this first one, Michael O'Neill, Borough Stockton in 2. Daniel Hay, West Lothian in 3. Blake Herdman in 4 for Inverclyde. Luke Littler, Dermot and Gateside for 5. And Sam Ross for Warren de Baths in lane 6.
Yeah, so 15-year-old in the centre, the youngest swimmer of the 5. That's Blake Herdman from Inverclyde. And all these swimmers entered just under the 5-minute mark, apart from Michael O'Neill, who's entered right bang on 5 minutes. And yeah, we're talking this morning, Tony, about a time of the season, people coming in and preparing for trials in maybe a month's time. Or down in London for the GB trials for the World Championships, for the Para World Championships as well down in London. So swimmers at different stages of their season at the minute. We've seen some good times, but we've seen some swimmers not quite hit the times they've entered, have we?
No, and to be expected. And that works all the way through to the junior ones, or at least Scottish domestic ones as well, because they'll have their Scottish national age groups are in April as well. And so at whatever level you're at, there's something happening in April in most places, and this meet is often a staging post to that. And I think for the younger ones, it's often a little bit easier to perform more regularly, but as the older you get, the taper and the training for specific events becomes far more focused. And these events are definitely builders in, although some of the swims we've seen, some swimmers like Ollie Morgan has been almost touching on his British record pace, and a few others have been right up there at really fast pace. This close to a major meet is quite unusual, and I suspect quite exciting in some respects for some of that swimmers, if they can swim like that as they're still training hard.
Yeah, a lot to look forward to coming up this year. A lot to look forward to this afternoon. Just to let everyone know at home, if you haven't joined us already in the live stream by the first few sessions, we have here in the Commonwealth pool, as you look at it, we've got lane 1 at the bottom of your screen. Lane 1 at the bottom of your screen, lane 8 at the top. And in the middle lanes, it's 4 and 5 and the 2 yellow marked lanes in the middle. And Blake Herdman. I was just going to say, if you put your headphones down there, because you put the mic down and it went. That was all. If you put it the opposite way, it's fine.
And this breaststroke leg here. Still in lane 4. Blake Herdman sticking in the lead on this breaststroke leg, maybe coming through in lane 5. Luke Littler, the Dermot side swimmer. Sam Ross, the breaststroker, warned a swimmer in 6, should come back strongly. Blake there. And Luke is coming back strong in 5. And he is catching Blake in 4. So he's still managing just to maintain that lead, Blake. The Inverclyde swimmer, Youth Academy member, and was a finalist at Snags and the Scottish Summer Meet in this event, and he's still out there. There's Blake, and Luke's really come back, so it's pretty tight as they come into the freestyle.
Yeah, very good stuff from Blake Herdman. 350.40, and yeah, as we've seen all week, the splits of the various people shown on the screens for the last 50 metres of that race. So you can see who's getting faster. You can see if the gaps are closing. But Blake Herdman now looks like he might have this one. You just see it there, the split as he goes over, 35.15 for him. So Michael O'Neill making a little bit of inroads there. So he's about a second and a half faster, Michael O'Neill, in lane 2, but he's still got a couple of seconds to catch up. It might be a very close finish here. Michael O'Neill coming into second now. Blake Herdman, though, will be the one, I think, that might just hold off the challenge of O'Neill. And I suspect this last 50 is going to be pretty similar in terms of time. As Herdman coming through in 32.72, under the 5-minute mark. He is faster, actually, than Michael O'Neill, with Luke Littler in 3rd position. So 4:58.27. Nice way to start our session this afternoon. 4:58.27 for Blake Herdman. And that will be the target for the heats to come. Yeah, again, very good quality that we saw this morning in the 400 IM for men. And it'll be unusual for any of the swimmers here this afternoon to try and force their way into an A and B final. Junior places still up for grabs, of course, so maybe we can see some of these swimmers getting a second swim tonight in this 400 IM. But second heat is about to get underway. Daniel Williams from Hatfield in lane 1, Charlie Ward in lane 2 from Borough of Stockton. First of the Canadian juniors that we will see is 15-year-old Griffin Seguin. He goes in lane number 3. Luke McCall from Warrender goes in 4. Harry Keel from Ren 96 goes in lane 5. Hayden Sterling, St Thomas, goes in lane number 6. Alexandre Lepine, second of the Canadian juniors in this one, goes in 7. And Finlay Bennett from Rutherglen goes in lane number 8. So Canadians leading the way, one of them actually, Alexandre Lepine, 4:56.01 his entry time. If he does that, that'll get him inside the time of Blake Herdman from the first heat. So Lepine first to the wall, 102.25 for him. And second place Charlie Ward, Finlay Bennett in third, Daniel Williams in fourth position. But Alexandre Lepine in good position at the moment. Saw him swim yesterday. The Canadian team with a tough schedule, as we saw from some of the swims this morning, the juniors. Well, 800 freestyles, 400 individual medley. Had a very tough program for the female swimmers from the Canadian junior team. They all, I think, did at least 2 events, didn't they, Tony?
Minimum of.
So it's Canada 1 and 2 though, as they go past the halfway point in this backstroke, as Griffin Seguin, the 15-year-old, youngest in the field, pulls his way through alongside his teammate. Going with him is Charlie Ward, Borough Stockton. Just good backstroke swims from these two. And it's going to be Canada 1-2, but what order are they going to be in? Is Alexandre Lepine going to still have the lead? He is just, but look at that, his teammate closed up by around about 0.7 of a second, so halfway point, Canada 1 and 2, Tony.
Yeah, pretty close, and these guys all looking to see whether they'll get a second swim. The junior final at the moment, 4:55 gets you in, and these swimmers are all well capable of doing that. So I think there's going to be quite a few swimmers this afternoon in this event getting into that junior final. What we'll see, and coming in strong now in 6 is Hayden Sterling from Arbroath St Thomas. And he looks like he's the fastest. Yep, he's the fastest. Finlay Bennett also coming back strong in lane 8. So it's bunching up a little bit as the home contingent starting to try and make some inroads to these 2 Canadian swimmers. And at the moment, it's Hayden Sterling who's having most luck in that front, but Alexandre Lepine is still out there. And Hayden's just reeling him in. It's going to be very interesting to see how they go on this freestyle leg. It's now a three swimmers in it, really. Who's going to have the strength in this freestyle? Alexander coming through. Hayden just splitting them now. 1/10 of a second ahead of Griffin Seguin. And he was fastest breaststroker there. But already you can see Alexandra has just pulled away on that first 50 of the freestyle leg here. And I think it's going to be a Canada 1-2. Finlay Bennett from Rutherglen is coming through as well.
We saw from the female Canadian junior swimmers this morning, all very strong on the freestyle at the tail end of individual medley, especially this 400, and that's proven to be
Same
the case
again.
here.
Yep, absolutely. Very accomplished team that have been sent over from Canada. And Alexander and Griff are both going to come through, and it's pretty tight here. I think Alexander's just going to hang on, and he does. 4:49.25 to 4:49.23. Well, those two currently have got themselves into that junior final. It's They're coming in about third and fourth at the moment, but there's plenty of junior swimmers still to come, so let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Hayden Sterling almost bang on his entry time, just 0.2 of a second shy of that, so a good swim from Hayden Sterling from St Thomas.
And all the swimmers improving on their entry, it's good to see. Moving into 30. In this one we have Lewis Gibson, South Ayrshire in 1. Dylan Mitchell, Warrender swimmer in lane 2. Conan Swinney, Dermot Side and Gateshead in 3. Ian Evans, Conway in 4. Oscar Churnside, Gary in 5. Oliver Blanchard from the Canadian junior team in 6. Aidan Williamson, Highland swim team in 7. James Kilpatrick from Carnegie is in lane 8. So 4:47 through to 4:52 entry times here. Fast start in lane 2 from Dylan Mitchell, Warrender swimmer. Second at the Scottish age groups last year in Aberdeen. He's academy member, and he's gone out very strongly here. Strong fly and breaststroke, wanting to make the most in this fly. James Kilpatrick, Carnegie junior national squad member, had a tough season last year, but he's coming back strong this year. Out there in lane 8, and it's the 2 East Coast swimmers, one from Warrender here based in Edinburgh, and James Kilpatrick from Fife with the Carnegie team. In middle of them, Oscar Churnside, the Gary swimmer, right up in the north of Scotland. And another youth academy member, but Dylan has got a good couple, well, second and a half advantage.
Yeah, it was good, solid butterfly starts there for 3 or 4 swimmers. Let's see what the backstroke has got to offer here. James Kilpatrick looking pretty good at the very top of the screen there. Again, one of the younger swimmers in this one, 4 16-year-olds, and he's one of them. 2 lanes down, Oliver Blanchard coming through very strongly, another one of the Canadian juniors. And he might just about hit the front, Oliver Blanchard there. It's very swift. 58, Ian Evans coming through. He's actually faster than Blanchard. And those two have come through into first and second position, but they're about a second or so faster than anyone else in the pool. And Blanchard hits the front at the halfway stage. We go on to the all-important breaststroke, see if things can be shaken up there, but you've got to think, Tony, if Oliver Blanchard's there or thereabouts at the end of the breaststroke, he's going to be strong.
Going to have a good chance, isn't he? Yeah, that seems to be the rhythm that they've got themselves into. You see Dylan Mitchell, who was in the lead after the fly, is now down in 5th, 6th, 7th, but he's a very strong breaststroker, so he's left himself a lot to catch up. But let's see where we get to here.
You ever swim the IM, Tony?
My breaststroke was appalling. So I never ventured into an IM.
I always thought backstroke was the one that used to. I'm a bit like Dylan Mitchell. I was thinking there. Backstroke was the one that I used to lose.
Is that your trouble? Yeah, no, I could. There's always, well, stating the bleeding obvious. If you're not an IMer, there's always at least one stroke that's going to do you for. And I think on an IM, if you can't do breaststroke, then you've pretty much had it, I think.
Dylan Mitchell making his way through again, moving up.
That.
Look at that split, 41.60, only Ian Evans faster, and he leads them.
And he's looking good, Ian. It's a strong breaststroke from him. Dylan is a bit of a yo-yo IM here. He was first, then he was 6th, and he's going to turn at least 3rd at the end of this breaststroke by the looks of things. The Welsh swimmer is looking good, Ian. 18-year-old Conway in the north coast of Wales. And this is looking good from him. 18-year-old, so he is in that junior age group as well. But as you predicted, Oliver Blanchard is there or thereabouts. Is he going to come back on this freestyle?
We shall see.
Dylan is now back up to 3rd. And I'm not sure. Oh, Ian's looking strong, but so is
Blanchard
Oliver.
Is strong, isn't he?
Yeah.
On the freestyle again. It'll be interesting to see the split as he comes. They both come to the top. It's going to be pretty close, I think.
I think your prediction's going to come true here. I think almost in the first 50. I thought it might take him 100, but Nope, here he comes. And he's first. Look at that.
Wow.
3 seconds nearly on the iron, and that Jan's not hanging around.
Really strong leg kick there from Blanchard. He's really going for it. Look at this. The theme has been set in these individual medleys for the Canadian junior teams. A couple more to come as well, at least one more to come in the next heat, so that'll be one to watch out for. But Blanchard has really continued the great run of form that these Canadian juniors have had in these individual medleys. And look at that, 4:49.71 under the 450 mark, just 0.6 of a second shy of his entry time, but I'm sure he'll be delighted with that one. Ian Evans coming through for second, Churnside in fourth place, with Swinney in fourth place, Churnside in third, Swinney in fourth, and Dylan Mitchell continuing that up and down in positions there, coming in sixth place in the end.
Indeed. So Oliver there is the third of the three. He was 4:49.7. Alexandra was a 4:49.25, and Griff was 4:49.43. So the three of them have got themselves into that junior final at the moment, but there are still 2 heats to go.
That is going to be a real battle for the Canadian junior team if they all make it, isn't it?
Yeah. So let's just see, but they have all swum themselves into that junior final at the moment. Let's see whether anyone in this heat, Raphael Van Heck, won't be going for the junior final, but will be for the B. He's FFBN, Belgian swimmer in one. Matthew Scott.
The man that made it into the A final last night.
I don't know. Should know that, shouldn't we? Matthew Scott, Newcastle in lane 2. Samuel Williams from Wickham. I think you could be right given how he's going on this fly. Samuel Williams, Wickham District in 3. Peter McGrother, Derwenttside and Gateshead in 4. Alex Yeo, Canadian junior swimmer in 5. Jack Doherty Simpson, City of Glasgow in 6. Nikolai Cisnet, his teammate, youngster, 15-year-old in 7. And Finlay Bruce, Perth City in lane 8. It's a strong start on the outside lanes here. Finlay Bruce from Perth in 8. Raphael Van Heck, Belgian swimmer, in lane 1, sorry. And in the middle of them, we've got Peter McGrother, the Derwenttside and Gateshead swimmer. So these three are well clear. 61, that's the fastest we've seen. Not a lot between them, though.
Finlay Bruce there second, McGrother in third. Canadian Alex Yeo is down in 8th at the minute. He had one of the fastest entry times. Alex Yeo in lane number 5. We'll see if he can pick up and continue the good run of the Canadian swimmers. He goes in lane 5, but at the moment he's behind the field. But that's a great shot of the backstroke there of Raphael Van Heck going through in lane number 1. Still leads them. Finlay Bruce in second on the opposite side of the pool. Great shot of the Commonwealth
lovely,
pool here.
Yeah.
In Edinburgh. It's a great venue. It's been a great venue for a number of years.
Yep.
Refurbished. When was it, about 10 years ago?
Well, for the Comic Games, because the diving was held here, wasn't it? So, so 2014. Well, it's shut, I think, for a year and a half in the 2011, 2012 period, and then they reopened. So the whole pool was reconfigured. The diving pool was changed shape and reorientated to make it into a 25-metre 6-lane training pool, as well as all the diving. Before it was a kind of hexagonal space, wasn't it, at an angle, and then a little teaching pool opposite that you can see just behind the flags. That was a really shallow teaching pool, and that was reconfigured to enable another 6-lane training pool to be
and of course a number
created.
Of the features were listed, weren't they?
Yep, so all the glass, you can't quite see it in the shot here, but all the glass features around that pool and up around the balcony were all listed, and the roof itself, which is a wooden slatted structure, that was all listed, so that all had to remain the same. And they basically redug up everything, reset it, and it's now a fantastic venue, and you know, great facility to have in Edinburgh. You've got basically 2 6-lane pools and a 25-metre pools and a 50-metre 8-lane pool, so plenty of access in the centre. That's only unfortunate thing, it's an 8-lane pool, not a 10, which means you can't hold any of the major elite competitions that now require all pools to have 10 lanes, but it's still a great venue.
Absolutely, yeah. And Raphael seems to be enjoying himself here. Raphael van Heck in lane number 1. Let's have a good 200 IM. What kind of time are you looking for a B final, Tony?
4:37 is the B final. That's going to be tough. Coming back in the 64, I don't know. I think that's a big ask, I would think. So, Raphael is 19, so he's going to miss out on a junior final. So it's going to be a tough ask. Well, we'll see at the end of this 50 freestyle, won't we? If he goes anywhere near a 32, it's a possibility.
Peter McGraw going well in that centre lane. In lane number 4, he's gone away from the rest of the field. So
ooh, and it's on 31.8.
4:43.
So this is possible for Raphael.
We did it yesterday, so we'll see if he can do it again.
I think you're right, it was him into the 200.
It was, I'm sure it was 200 IM.
So I think he's
224, was he?
Not going to make the A final, I think that's beyond him, but he's 4:37.28 is his target here. Is he going to make it and get in under it? I think he is, pretty clearly actually. 4:34.24. So that gets him well into the 3rd or 4th fastest into that B final. So he does it again. Peter McGraw there. The 19-year-old 4:44, just outside his entry time. Alex Yao, 4:47. So he ends up being the fastest of those Canadians.
That 29.9 for the last 50. Bad. The freestyle coming into play again.
We missed a trick. We weren't watching his freestyle there, but clearly one of the fastest freestylers in the pool. So Canadian freestyle swimming is looking in good hands. I think that's one conclusion from the last day and a half swimming. So Raphael van Heck gets himself into that B final. And moving on now, last heat. In this one we have Sigurd Borgström from Randaberg in Norway in 1, Troy Savonen, Tavi Sim in Sweden in 2, Belgian Justin Lecoq is in 3, Jamie Gray from Tavistock in 4, Gregor Ross from City of Glasgow in 5, Zach McLeod from Windskill Dolphins in 6, Fraser Tetlow, University of Aberdeen Performance in 7, and in lane 8, Emmett Cousins, Swim Ireland swimmer. So Zach is another Canadian, not with the national team, but he's over with his club.
Maybe too old for the junior, 18, possibly 18. Maybe.
I have seen, I don't know. There's a 17-year-old, but I don't know about 18, so you may be right. Gregor Ross out there quick. City of Glasgow, sir.
Canadian in 2nd place, very tight again, but that white cap with the maple leaf in it looks like it might be just hitting the front as they come to the end of this 100 metres butterfly at the start of this IM. Entry times there, 4:37.00 for Jamie Gray was the fastest, down to 4:42. So you never know if someone can grasp the opportunity here. We might get someone else.
We may do.
Challenging for that B final. What's the new target?
New target's 4:37.26, so not an awful lot different to the previous target. Okay. So low 4:37s, going to get them in. So let's just keep an eye on this one. As you say, there's 4 of them. 4 of them are there or thereabouts in this heat from their entry times. Let's see if any of them can match that. Coming through strongly here in lane 3, it's Justin Lecoq from the Belgian swimmer. 5th at the Belgian Championships. 17-year-old. So will, if not the B, certainly aiming for the junior final. Very strong backstroke here. And he's good body length up now. Really pushed through. Taken over from Zach McLeod. Out there in lane 8, Emmett Cousins from Swim Ireland. But it's going to be Justin who turns, look at that, 33. So a good couple of seconds, well, a second and a half at least, nearly 4 seconds up on, or 3.5 seconds up on Zach McLeod on that backstroke leg. And he's really pulled away. Breaststroke looks pretty good as well. On his inside, Jamie Gray, the Tavistock swimmer, 18-year-old. It's really tightened up behind, though, hasn't it? There's
3 in a row,
3 in a row. So Emmett Cousins, Zach McLeod and Gregor Ross. Good breaststroker Gregor, so you expect him to come back a little bit on Jamie. But Justin hasn't really given much away on that breaststroke. In fact, he's the fastest. So I'll explain why they've not caught him up.
Zach McLeod losing a little bit of ground now. He's back in fourth. Wonder if he's got a strong freestyle as well, as we've become synonymous with the Canadians. He's going to have a tough job on his hands though, because the breaststrokers are going away at a pace at the moment, and it looks like it is going to be lane 3, Justin, who's going to take the lead, take them into this final 100. Justin will go into the wall now in 3:32.11, 40.7. Jamie Gray closed up slightly there by half a second, and Gregor Ross didn't lose much ground. Bergstrom coming through ahead of Zach McLeod now, and well, it is all to play for, but it's stretched out at the front. I can't see these top 3 positions changing now. Well, possibly third might be caught, but 1 and 2 look like they might be on their way to that top 2 finish. And the Canadian
charge is on. The Canadian charge is on. He's going to...
Surely too much to do to get 1 and 2.
1 and 2 is a bit beyond Zach, but still, he's powering ahead. So Justin is just going to be slightly over that B final, but I'm pretty sure he's swimming himself into the junior final. Every one of these swimmers, with the exceptions of 7, 8 and 1, have a chance to get in that junior final. And it's going to be Justin here, the Belgian swimmer. Is he going to get into that B final? He might do, you know. 4:37.50, just outside, but he's got his guaranteed junior spot. Jamie Gray, pretty sure he's in the juniors. Zach there, 30 point. He was the fastest freestyler. Got himself into 4:43, so I'd be very surprised if those top 4 don't get themselves into that junior final. Just have to wait and get that confirmed, but definitely the top 2. And we'll wait to see once we get the official confirmed results. But that was a cracking afternoon swimming there from those junior swimmers. As we move on to the first of 2 heats of the female 800 freestyle. And in this one, heat 2, we have Ailsa Dodds from Tigers of Jersey, Managi Rupasinga from Wickham in District in 3, Lucy Hall, East Lothian in 4, Ella Took from Stirling Swimming in 5, Jennifer Smith, Borough Stockton in 6, and Kate Nolan, East Lothian swimmer, in lane 7.
Yeah, again, 2 15-year-olds in this one, Ailsa Dodds and Jennifer Smith. Tigers of Jersey with that yellow cap, and Borough of Stockton over there in lane number 6. I thought we were missing a lane there, but I don't think we are. We've got 6 swimmers in the water, and pretty close in the early stages, as you would expect. So this 800 freestyle, so a couple of good contests in the 800 freestyle this morning. Wonder how close this one is going to be. The entry time's just over the 9:30 mark, so it'd be nice to see someone dip under that barrier again. We say that, but it is good. It's good to have something to aim for.
Yep.
Lucy Hall out for a good start there, the 16-year-old from East Lothian, one of the almost local swimmers, the 2 East Lothian swimmers, Lucy Hall and Kate Nolan.
Yeah, I'm sure they swim in this pool once or twice a week. Based just 10-15 miles out to the east, but it's a composite of clubs: East Lothian, Trinent, Haddington. Should be able to remember the others, but
Preston Pans?
Possibly. Well, that's where a lot of the pools Preston Pans. I'm not sure there's a club
yeah.
that's Preston Pans, but yeah, it's a composite of different East Lothian squads that come together from each like this into the one, and Lucy is part of that setup, as is Kate Nolan, who's also in this heat in lane 7. It's Lucy and Ella, Stirling swimmer, Stirling University swimmer, I should say, and they've just slightly edged ahead, but still pretty close. And as we've seen already today in these 800s, things can change throughout the race. Some people go out hard and try and hang on. Others.
There's your listed
at the top
features.
there. Yeah, absolutely. Architecture today. We've just provided you with that glimpse. But yeah, it was originally built for the 1970s Commonwealth Games, I think, wasn't it? This pool.
1970. Yeah, that's right.
And it was state of the art at the time, and it's pretty much stood the test of time pretty well. 55 years later, I think it's still regarded by many competitors and visitors as one of the better pools to swim in. And Ella took just ahead, but really nothing between Ella and Lucy. And they're around about the 110, 111. So is that going to get them under 9:30 for you, Paul? May do. Bit tight.
Yeah, possibly.
It could do.
Possibly.
If they can stick at it.
I'll have to get the calculators out for that.
Well, 8 of them would give you a 120. So
yeah.
This next 100 will be pretty important. If they can
go
up to the 12-13s, then they'll be struggling. If they can stick with the 35s, 36s for their 100s, then 8-11s gets you under the 9:30. So they are still on course for that. Well, Ella is. I think the others are slightly dropping away. And Sri Lankan swimmer in lane 3 at Wickham District, Minagi Rupasinga. She's still in with a shout. She's just gradually come back up the field in this third 100, and she's not too far off Lucy Hall, the Slovenian swimmer. It's another 36, so we're at the 111-ish, so slightly slowed down the pace. Meninga there, that's why she's come through. She's one of the fastest in the pool at the moment, and she's looking pretty steady in lane 3. Minagi, and she's now taking over from Lucy, and she's got herself into second, and there's this gradually working her way back. Quite a big gap between her and Ella, but you never know. I said I've seen already people come back from further than this in the second half of an 800.
Yeah, all about momentum to a certain extent there, and fastest in the pool is leading from the front, Ella too. But Manengi Rupasinga moving into second place and maybe posing a challenge. Not even at halfway yet, Tony. We're just going to be there when they reach this bottom end. I was looking around when you were talking, when you talked about the Sri Lankan swimmer. I was looking for the flag on the opposite side to us, but it's not there, but it's in the back wall. Up beside the scoreboard there.
There we go.
The spectators.
So many internationals, we've had to extend the line of flags. But 4:41, so that's double that. You've got under 9:30. So it's definitely within touching distance for Ella.
And she looks pretty comfortable
she
there,
does.
Not really tying up at the moment.
Nope.
Of course, we're just at the halfway point, so yeah, long way to go yet. But Minagi Rupasinga moving in clearly now into second position. We'll just check the splits here. Elatuk was going away from the rest of the field. She was the fastest in the water. Let's see where she is now. 36.68 and 36.63. Well, not much in it. 5 100s. And
but she has
Minagi's
just dropped off the pace there.
Yeah, not going to close
Ella,
up with that.
That's a second down on where she was a couple of 50s ago. So starting to feel it halfway through this event. The Sri Lankan's looking good. She looks very strong, pretty steady. That's a nice shot there of Ella. Good entry. Looks steady. A lower 36, so she's back up to the 112s now. But still maintaining that faster pace than Minagi.
Both these leading swimmers go see entry times for Ella 9:34 and for Minagi 9:37. So both of them in good shape, certainly to be inside those entry times. So we'll be delighted with that. Good tussle there for third as well. Kate Nolan and Lucy Hall. So that's a club battle for the two East Lothian swimmers. And Jennifer Smith not too far behind as well, the young swimmer from Borough of Stockton. And Elsa Dodds is probably lying in fifth, sorry, at the minute.
So 200 to go at this turn. Next time round, we'll be hearing the bell at this end. And I think Ella's got this one in the bag. She's going to turn around 7-7. So the pace she's going at the moment, she's on for about a low 920s actually. So this is a good swim. She's really pushed on throughout this race and held that pace. And just under 230. Yeah, she should be just under 930. Yeah, so she's
just about there.
200 she'll be about 220, 23, 24. So if she can just pick it up a little bit, she might well be under that 930.
So she's certainly going to be inside her entry time.
Yeah, definitely, which is can't really ask more than that. Improve on your entry.
Good tussle for third, isn't it?
Yeah, very good. Little East Lothian scrap going on.
Yeah, 2 East Lothians and Elsa Dodds as well. He's right there in the mix for that third position. The swimmer from Tigers of Jersey, so all to play for. We could see some good times here. And out in front though, she swam from the front. I think she's going to get a reward with a good time. Let's see what effect the bell can have. Well, let's spur her on. 8:20. She's still in the 36 range, Tony. If she comes back there, she's going to be inside her entry time, I think, of 9:34.
Yeah.
Is she going to get close to that 9:30? What's she got left?
She's going to have to pick it up quite a lot on this last one. A couple of seconds minimum on this last 100, which is doable, but it's a tough ask at the end of an 800. Looks like Kate Nolan has she consolidated that third?
Yeah, looks like it.
And she's got, just under a second from Elsa Dodds in lane 2. Jersey swimmer. I think Kate's doesn't look like she's going to give that up easily. And she does look like she's going to get third, but we'll focus on Ella at the moment. This has been a really strong swim from her. Nice, steady, long, rangy freestyle there. Legs are kicking in a wee bit. What she got left in this last 15. And she comes in under the flags. She's going to get under her entry though. Just misses the 9:30. 9:33.05. Nice one there.
2.5 inside her entry time. Nalgate Rupasinghe in at 9:39, so just outside that entry time by about a second or so. Kate Nolan comes through to claim third, and Elsa Dodds in fourth place. Good second half of the race for Elsa Dodds there.
Kate just getting under her entry by a couple of tenths. It's nice to get an improvement. And there's confirmation of that last heat. And we're going to move into the second and last of the 800 female 800s today, or this afternoon, sorry. We'll have the fastest heat later on this evening. 5:30 that session starts. In this one, Lucy Hunter from Hamilton in 1, Emily Riech, University of Aberdeen Performance in 2, Caris Mooney from City of Glasgow in 3, Rosie Forster, Warren Bass swimmer in 4, Tegan Black from East Lothian in 5, India Marshall, University of Aberdeen Performance in 6, Alicia Bethel, Wickham District in 7, and Grace Turner, Grantham swimmer in lane 8.
So off to a good start. The Grantham swimmer, Grace Turner. And again, the entry times 9:20 through to 9:32. Grace Turner being the slowest entry time. She started off pretty well. Second though, as they get to the turn, Tegan Black in the middle, another one of the East Lothian swimmers. And again, it's the two local swimmers in the centre of the pool. Tony, Rosie Forster from Warrender with that red cap, familiar red cap of the Edinburgh club. And Tegan Black with the black cap of East Lothian. They go in the middle in 4 and 5. So we'll just check the progress again as these swimmers go through. Again, hoping to Dip under the entry times, 9:20 for Rosie Forster and Tegan Black. Only 8/100ths of a second separating them in terms of their entry time. And they've hit the front early now after that first 100. And they are looking good. It's quite good sometimes in a distance race if you have someone to pace you, push you on.
Yep. As long as it doesn't disrupt your own pace and rhythm, but it can certainly keep you motivated, just keep you right. And you just need to make sure you still are doing your own race and not.
Yeah, you don't want to be sucked into someone
else's
race.
Don't want to be sucked into somebody else's. No.
Pay for it later.
Yeah. Or have you swim down to their pace, thinking that that's what you should be doing. So, but I think.
Yeah, quite often you must have swum racing thinking, "Well, I'm going really fast because I'm up with Tony."
Yeah. And then you realise that that's probably not right. So, but these two are pushing ahead now. As you say, there was virtually nothing between them on entry time coming into this. 8/100ths of a second, both 18-year-olds, and half a second in the pool. Rosie's just come through, training partner of Phoebe Arbuckle, who's a good distance talent in Scottish swimming.
She had a very good finish yesterday.
She had an excellent 400 yesterday. She went out from the gun yesterday and really went for it, and benefited from that with almost a PB. But she looked very strong, strongest seen her for quite some time. Rosie's looking strong here as well. So she's starting to pull away a wee bit. Only just, it looks like a bigger gap in the pool than it does on those timings.
Yeah, it's a good turn, I think, from Rosie. She got away from the wall pretty well. Tegan not giving up here at all. They come to the 300 mark. Not going to be much in it. Going well. And lane number 1 as well, Lucy Hunter, getting to come through a little bit right at the bottom. 35.3. Well, India Marshall and Lucy Hunter, exactly the same split there, 36.1. And everyone's not much in it at all, just tense between everyone in the field.
Yeah, it's a stable field. It doesn't look like it's shifting around too much. It's a bit scattered around the pool, but they're all staying roughly within the same pattern. Rosie's very slightly every 50, just pulling away a wee bit. See whether that's been maintained on this last 50. Yeah, only a couple of tenths of that. And they're slightly faster than the previous heats, so I'm not sure they're swimming at their entry time pace. I don't think they're at their 9:22 pace, but they're somewhere between that and 9:30. And it depends whether they're going to kick in at this halfway mark and see whether they can pull away. Looks like Tegan's closed a little there on Rosie. Halfway through, so 4:37. Yeah, just slightly faster on that 50 was Tegan, but really only marginal. And they're swimming a couple of tenths faster than the rest of the field. But as you said, Paul, it's not making a big difference to the overall picture on the pool there.
It's almost split, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got 3 separate races going on. You've got the middle ones, you've got the 3 on the far side and the 3 on the near side as well. So. Yeah. It's at that point.
It's a visually appealing layout there, isn't it?
It could all change about though as they move into the second half of this race now. 350 to go. Rosie Forster now opened up there a gap, half a second on that last 50. And as you said, Tony, maybe they hit halfway. Maybe that's the tactic. Just push it on a little bit once you get into the second half of the race. And maybe that's. Okay. Tactic that Rosie's employed, but you never know. Tegan might have some other different tactics possibly to build in maybe the last couple of hundred, but we shall see. Difficult to tell.
Does look a little bit like Rosie's made a move, slightly faster again. So they are about a second 100 faster than the previous heat. So it is going to be somewhere in the high 9 20s, I think. But Rosie has not shaken off Tegan, though, has she? She's been trying hard. Tegan is sticking at it. I'm not sure the gap between Tegan and lane 6, India Marshall's got much different either.
It's closing up on that far side as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
The three of them.
Yeah, and we've got a cracking race here going on between 1 and 2. They are almost stroke for stroke. So Rosie's still another couple of tenths ahead, but really almost imperceptible. And she's turning now with 200 to go at this wall, so not quite the bell. The one after will be the bell. She's looking strong, and she maybe is just starting to eke away down here in lanes 1 and 2. Lucy Hunter and Emily Riech. All right, old ding dong. There we go. Same again, 35.6. That's been pretty consistent from Rosie. That mid 35 for the last 200 or 300 now, and that's beginning to show. She's definitely now stretching away from Tegan.
I think you're right with the prediction, Tony. I think she's going to be somewhere in the low to mid 920s, I think, by the looks of things.
See how much she can pick it up. There's a cracking race going on here in lanes 1 and 2. We'll get that when we get the wider shot next time. You'll see, there you go. And they've pulled themselves up to that group over on the far side as well. So that's Rosie Forster. I mean, she's been within about 500ths of a second for these last 6 or 7 50s. It's great pace work from her. And Lucy and Emily are really pulling themselves up towards India, Alicia and Grace over on that far side.
Keegan Black under threat as well.
Yeah.
From lane 8. Race Turner. Tegan Black now just got to push it on for this last 100, try and maintain that second place, but Rosie Forster definitely looking the stronger. 35.33 for that last 50, very consistent, and again she might get close to her entry time actually. 9:20.80, that might be a
22.23. I think it's going to have to be quite a last 100 if she's going to get down to the 9:20, but it's been a good swim. As we keep saying, this is not something they'll have been tapering for or cutting down much for this event. They'll be generally swimming through it and training through it. And so to get that close, it's a good sign for the rest of the season for Rosie. 35.2. Yeah, it's going to be about a 9:23-ish, I think. Is Tegan under pressure from Grace? It's going to have to be some last 50 from her. I think it's probably left it a bit too far, hasn't she?
Well, Rosie Forster has swum this very well indeed. Great shot of her technique there in that final 50 of this 800. Looking very good indeed. Let's have a look at the clock. Her entry time was 9:20.80, and she is 3 100s outside. Well, consistent Rosie Forster, another 9:20.8 time for her. Tegan Black does hold on for second place. The fast finishing Grace Turner in third spot, and it was Emily Riach who won that close tussle to finish in fourth position from lane number 2. But great swim from Rosie Forster. Good swim from Tegan Black as well. She was right there for long periods of that race, but Rosie Forster was the stronger at the end.
Yeah, good race. So we're now moving a completely different change of pace now. Male and Open 50 backstroke. And we've got 4 heats in this one. B final 26.4. Junior final 27.8. So this is going to be a stretch for these guys. But Lucas Brown's in the last heat, and he's got a chance. So let's see where we go. But this first heat, we have Sam Buxton, Guildford City in 3, Alex Holmes from Glenrothes in 4, and Torrin Liversidge, Bankery in 5.
Yeah, one length of the pool. All the entry times in the 29-second range. Alex Holmes 29.41, the entry for the Glenrothes swimmer. My old club, no favouritism here though. Alex Holmes is looking good, the 15-year-old against the 17 and 18-year-old. It's going to be a close finish, isn't it? But I think Holmes is going to get this one into the wall. Well done, 29.44. Nice. 3/100 shy of his entry time, but that's a decent time indeed for Alex Holmes. Great stuff, 29.44. He wins against Torrin Liversedge and Sam Buxton. So a win for Glenrothes.
Well, I've got a good bunch of youngsters coming through. Glenrothes have really come through in the last year or two.
Craig Holmes, one of the guys I used to swim with. He's younger than me, Craig, but he's head coach now, so he's doing a great job.
Yeah.
The next heat is already in the water. Aaron Drake from Warrender, Lewis Gibson, South Ayrshire, Nebi Sengular from Highland, Tyler Spalding from Carnegie, Alexander Whittle, Newcastle, Daniel Moorhouse, Derwentside and Gateshead, Matteo Magrami from FF Belgium, Ruben Pearson from Bells Hill in the outside lane. I think it might be the Belgian swimmer. Off to a good start on that far side. Magrami, 17-year-old, 29.25. Two swimmers under the 29-second mark in the entry times. It is going to go to 7. He held on to that early lead. Magrami gets it 29.16, so an improvement of 9/100s for him. Heading Tyler Spalding and Nebi Sengular into the wall. So it was a good start, Tony, and he held on there.
Yeah, and just getting in what looks like a little PB for him, so that's nice. Into this third heat. Jaden Chan in 1, Marku Getu Harrogate in 2, Joseph McGilvery, City of Norwich in 3, Finlay Nelson, Stirling Uni in 4, Nathan Wilson from Carnegie in 5, Edwin Ivanescu from Edinburgh Uni in 6, Finlay Cordell, Repton in 7, and Liam Hertjen, Tabby Sim from Sweden in 8. And no swim in 3, sorry, so no Joseph and no 6 either, so no Edwin. But what we do have is a very fast start in lane 8 from Liam Herten, the Swede. 28.77 is his entry. He's looking like he's going to smash that. 17-year-old, and he's over a body length up. This is a super swim from Liam. What kind of time's he going to finish in? 27.73, and that's him got himself a nice little junior final spot. For now anyway. Still got some juniors to come, but they're going to have to go some to push him out.
He won it by exactly a second from
Katie Coventry, Morpeth in lane 8. So 14-year-old in here, Katie Hitchson, the Warrender swimmer. Youth Academy member, Katie, but it's a very strong start in 5. Lisa McNair, Stirling swimmer, 16-year-old, has gone out like a rocket. Lane 3, Ashley Drake going well as well, the Warrender swimmer. Not normally a backstroker. She had a good 100 yesterday and doing well in the 50, but it's going to be Lisa. Takes this one, 31.4. Ashley second, 32.02. That's a super swim from Lisa, over nearly a second up on her entry. Good stuff. Ashley also improving on her entry time, and Kira Pemble.
What we're looking for
31.03.
31.03 for junior.
Junior final, yeah. So that's not too far away.
There's the lineup for Heat 3. Caitlin Peebles, Madeline Hull, Maddie Barber, Melissa Turnbull, Mia McLeod, Yun Lee, and Eva Harrington and Lucy Raypart.
2 14-year-olds here. Lanes 8 and lanes 2.
I think we're missing 6, I think.
Okay, Wan Lee from Edinburgh Uni.
Let's see what the 14-year-olds can do in this one. Saw the 15-year-olds go well a couple of heats ago, and going well in lane number 7. I think Eva Harrington with probably the best start. Right up there in lane number 4 as well. Looks like Melissa Turnbull going well in the centre of the pool. There might be Harrington, I think, from Swim Munster. Might be first to the wall. It's very tight as they come into the finish. It might be the middle lanes. Melissa Turnbull just getting the touch She did have the better finish. Harrington did get in for second, but only just by 1/100th of a second ahead of Maddie Barber. So Turnbull and Barber coming back in the centre. And the early leader, Eve Harrington, pegged back by Turnbull to get in to second place.
Moving on to Heat 4. Katie Lowe, Carnegie in 1. Amber Littlejohn from Aberdeen Performance in 2. Tatenda Tienga, Borough Stockton in 3. Sophie Green from Hatfield in 4. In 5, Rose Dickerson, Nottingham Leander. Elizabeth Land from Newcastle in 6. Maddie Cool, University of Aberdeen Performance in 7. And Anna Lawson, East Lothian swimmer in lane 8. That's Katie Lowe in your shot there. Carnegie 18-year-old. And get a good shot of her start here. And all taking advantage of that underwater no line 7, so no Maddie Cool. Good start from lane 5. Rose Dickerson, a Nottingham swimmer, and she's looking good, also going out well. Anna Lawson, East Lothian, out there in 8. But it's pretty tight now, they're all bunching up a little. Who's going to get the touch here? Maybe lane 2, maybe still going to be in 5. Rose Dickerson, and she does 32.04. Amber Littlejohn edging second. And Elizabeth Land in 3rd place. So it's still Lisa McNair, that 31.4. It's still way clear in this afternoon session.
Yeah, we'll see what this one can do. Heat 5 of the 6 heats. Anna Easton, Dundee City Aquatic, Heather Club, Aberdeen Dolphin, Abigail Minto, Swim Leinster, Ailsa Club from Aberdeen Dolphin, Elizabeth Curfey from Isle of Man, Zoe Crawford, Forth Valley, and 2 from Warren de Bass, Caitlin Reid and Zara Smith. So Ailsa and Heather Club from Aberdeen Dolphin, they go in 2 and 4. In fact, another swimmer missing is the swimmer in lane number 6, so no Zoe Crawford. But we do have a very, very close contest here. Goodness gracious, where is this one going to go? Elizabeth Curfrey, possibly from the Isle of Man, maybe on the near side, going well. Heather Club. It is going to be very tight indeed as they come into the finish. I think it might be Curfey into the wall. It is only just ahead of Heather Club. And Heather Club, 15-year-old from Aberdeen Dolphin, gets into second place, but 31.26 for Elizabeth Curfey from the Isle of Man, the 16-year-old.
Just missing out on that junior final. A couple of tenths.
Getting pretty close, isn't it?
They are, though. And move on to the final heat. Jade Blake in 1. Natalie Marshall in 2, Millie Linton in 3, Evelyn Hallisey in 4, May Singer in 5, Lucy McLeod in 6, Bronwyn Payne in 7, Kalila Smith in 8. So last chance to get in that final, and Evelyn Hallisey and Lucy McLeod have a chance. And lane 5 though, May Singer, the Loughborough swimmer, is trying to pull them out. Evelyn Hallisey looking strong beside her, and it's these two who are coming through on this final 15. I think Evelyn Hallisey's maybe got the edge now as they come into the wall. 31.03 is what she's after, and she gets it, 30.62. So she's in to that junior final. Well done, Evelyn. Super swimming there. Lucy McLeod, 31.26 and 3rd with May Singer in between. So well done, Evelyn. She will be coming back this evening.
Well done. It's good to get someone from these afternoon heats with another swim in the final. 100 breaststroke to come now. And there is the lineup for the first heat of that 100 metres breaststroke. I said before we had some para swimmers taking the start here. So we have in this one Gavin Roberts swimming in lane number 1, and Jack Milne swimming in lane number 5. They're para swimmers in the SB14 classification. So full lineup: Gavin Roberts in 1, City of Glasgow Zachary Bellhouse, Isle of Man in 2. Cameron Hastings, University of Aberdeen Performance in 3. Adam Hill from Stirling Swim in 4. Jack Milne goes in 5 from University of Aberdeen Performance. Jacob Brooks, Isle of Man in 6. And Lewis Lothian from East Lothian goes in lane number 7. Well, first of the 6 heats for this 100 metres breaststroke for men. Adam Hill off to a good start. Jack Milne, one of the para swimmers, in 3rd position, just behind Lewis Lothian. So Lewis Lothian upsetting the pattern there. It's almost a perfect spearhead, but Lewis Lothian is going very fast.
Yeah, just ignore that lane and then we're all good.
And, but in the centre, going along very nicely indeed, is Adam Hill. 1:11.58 the entry time. Can he get inside that? He's going to be pretty close, you know. Just into the final stages. 1:11.35. That'll do very nicely for Adam Hill inside his entry time. Lewis Lothian just outside his entry time as well in 2nd place. And Jack Milne is the best of the para swimmers, getting in ahead of Gavin Roberts. Jack Milne's time 1:13.06.
Nice swimming there into the 2nd heat now. Kieran Chapman, Glenn Rothis in 1, Rory Vick, Warren de Baths in 2, Finlay Bennett from Rutherglen in 3, Jaden Chan, West Lothian in 4, Ewan Gray from University of Aberdeen Performance in 5, Tyler Spalding, Carnegie in 6, Luke McCall from Warren de Baths in 7, and Luca Hall, Borough Stockton in lane 8. So fastest in here, Jaden Chan, 18-year-old West Lothian swimmer, finalist at the Scottish Summer Meet. Got 3 Youth Academy members, Scottish Youth Academy members here. Tyler Spalding, Callum MacArthur and Rory Vick. And pretty even in the start, maybe lane 7 out there. It's Luke McCall, the Warrender swimmer, and his teammate down in lane 2, Rory Vick, 15-year-old. But really not a lot between top 6 swimmers here. Virtually nothing at all across them all. Look at that. Yeah, 33.4 to 33.9, half a second between 6. Rory Vick got the edge in lane 2. 15-year-old National Age Group silver medalist. And he's the youngest in the field, but he's at the moment, the halfway he was leading them. His teammate, Luke McCall, out there in 7, is trying to sneak in. He will not be able to see each other, I wouldn't think. And also going in 3, Finlay Bennett, the 16-year-old Rutherglen swimmer. This is pretty close here. Rory just maybe getting edged out from lane 3, Finlay Bennett. And it is going to be Finlay or Luke. Who's going to get the touch? Finlay, I think. 1:11.97. So just outside his entry there.
There's almost the 2 bookends there for a period of time with the 2 red caps, Luke McCall and Rory Vick on either side, leading them through. It was a tight finish in the end, wasn't it?
Very tight. But good finish from Finlay, and he takes the heat.
So next one, Rory McCallum, Mulgowan Bearsden. Another Glenrothes representative is Brogan Smith, going in lane number 2. William Hamilton, Plymouth Leander in 3. Jack Wallace from University of Aberdeen Performance in 4. Aidan Williamson from Highland Swim Team in 5. Peter McGrother, Derwentslide and Gateshead, goes in 6. Back in the water again after a short rest. Luke Garrity goes in 7 for Inverclyde, and Ryan Potter from Preston will go in lane number 8. Ryan Potter, another one of the para swimmers, and he goes in that outside lane, that red cap, and he's going along very nicely. It's another red cap in the middle that is maybe leading them through. Brogan Smith actually leading them through as well. So Brogan Smith, Glenrothes having a good afternoon, the 14-year-old. And he leads Rory McCallum close by. Everything very close on the other side of the pool, but Brogan Smith with an entry time of 1:10.10. the youngest in the field at 14 years of age. If he can dip under the 110, that would be a sensational time for him. So Brogan Smith coming into the last 5 or 6 metres now. And Glenrothes are going to have another victory here, and 109.66 for Brogan Smith. And I hope he's delighted with that one. It was a great swim. Yeah. Really took that one out well.
Super, super swim. He's going to give himself a chance to get into that junior final, you know.
Well done, Brogan Smith.
Yeah.
Glenrothes, a couple of wins today.
Yeah, he's one of that group of youngsters they've got. 14, 15-year-olds. And he's probably the outstanding one there. Scottish national age group and summer meet champion from last year, and showing that form already this season. And into heat 4, Jasper Hall, Newcastle in 1, Alain Vido, Stirling University in 2, Luke Jansen from Edinburgh University in 3, Gregor Ross, City of Glasgow in 4, William Morris, Borough Stockton in 5, Jack Philpott from Derwentside and Gateshead in 6, Rico Bringaman, Loughborough in 7, and Cameron Verncoom, Manchester Performance Para Squad in lane 8.
Yeah, Paralympian from Paris, Cameron Verncoom. Breaststroke individual medley specialist, so this is one of his main events. Again, one who's working his way towards the trials in a month's time.
He's gone out well, also going well in 5, William Morris, Borough Stockton. And he's maybe slightly ahead with Cameron out there in lane 8, so there's those two. Rico Bringaman, the Loughborough swimmer in 7's going strong as well, but I think it's going to be William just ahead of Alain Vido. Equal second with Jasper Hall, so really, really tight there. And it's now 5, 1, 2 and everybody else really. There's William going to hold on.
You know, coming back on the near side as well,
yeah.
Tony. Wow.
And a good final 50 from Gregor Ross, the 17-year-old from City of Glasgow in 4, who's really ramped up this last 25. And I think it's going to be Gregor Ross who's going to take this, or is it going to be Jasper Hall? Very close between these two. And it is Jasper, 110.47. So slower than Brogan Smith previously. So Brogan's really put himself in the running. Jasper Hall confirmed winner of that heat. Into the heat 5, Oscar Dodds from Birmingham University in 1, Ewan Weir, Perth City in 2, Noor Ahmad from Ren 96 in 3, Rory Webster, Dumfries in 4, Craig Shaw from Lanark in 5, Micah van Blerk, University of Aberdeen in 6, in 7 is David Smith from Dundee City Aquatics, and in 8, Aidan Fothergill, Edinburgh University. 107.4 to 108.2, so pacey swimmers in this one.
What kind of times are we looking for finals?
Well, junior final was a 108.9, but there's only 3 juniors this morning, so basically the top 5 juniors this afternoon are guaranteed a space, and anyone who goes under 108.9 in addition to those 5 will also get into the final. So at the moment of the juniors, it's only Brogan. Well, Brogan in 199.66 is the fastest of them, so he's definitely the fastest going in at the moment. But you know, these 2 heats have got a lot of fast swimmers in them, so it's going to be a bit tight. And it's Noor Ahmed, 19-year-old, who's ahead. Ewan Weir. Next to him, the 17-year-old, Oscar Dodds, 19 as well. So strong start from Noor. He looks like he's got the lead. Very hard to distinguish between the rest of the field, to be honest. They're all very much in a line. Maybe lane 6 coming through. 5, Craig Shaw from the Lanark swimmer, and he is coming through. Is he going to catch him? Also Oscar Dodd here. It was Oscar.
Oh, good times as well.
107.86 for Oscar. Craig Shaw has definitely got himself in that junior final, coming in a 107.88, and Noor Ahmed 107.89 there. Rory Webster is junior, so looks like he's got himself in so far. David Smith So it's very tight, but I do think
it's kind of
Craig's
yeah.
Craig's definitely got himself in there. There's no doubt about that at all. But it depends how well Benjamin, Logan, Johnny, Dylan and Lachlan do in this final heat. They are all juniors, but in addition to them we have Dominic McCarthy, Stirling Uni in 1, Benjamin Roberts, 16-year-old from Grantham in 2, Logan van der Meulen, Stirling Swim in 3, Austin Williams from Edinburgh University in 4, Brown Foos from Wickham District in 5, Johnny Martin, Perth City in 6, Dylan Mitchell, Warrender Baths in 7, Lachlan Small, Stirling Swimming in lane 8.
Now we're starting to see the swimmers double up now. A few swimmers swimming their at least their second event of the afternoon. Dylan Mitchell back in. We spoke to him. Spoke about him in the 400 IM. He was very good on the breaststroke element of that. Let's see what he can do on this breaststroke here over the 100 metres distance. He goes in lane 7. He's lying in third at the minute. Lachlan Small in the outside lane, doing well. The action all taken place at the top of the pool as they go into this second length. It looks like the 3 at the top. I've got this one sewn up. Johnny Martin coming through in lane 6. Coming back now in 3 is Logan van der Meulen. But it does look like Johnny Martin, the 17-year-old from Perth City, might be first into the wall here with the red cap. Entry time of 107.20. He's improved that to 106.72. Well done, Johnny Martin.
Yeah.
Logan van der Meulen in second.
So,
so 106.72. We'll take that one. And that was the last action in the breaststroke. Tony's doing his sums.
So I think from this afternoon, Johnny Martin, Logan van der Meulen, Craig Shaw, Rory Webster, Benjamin Roberts and Dylan Mitchell, I think, all get themselves into that junior final, to be confirmed. But I think that's...
Yeah, don't quote us.
No, please don't. We need to check Meet Mobile for final confirmation of all that, but it looks like that's the runners and riders getting into a second swim this evening.
Move on to the next event, which is the female 100 metres butterfly. 6 heats of this one, and we have 4 swimmers in the first heat. Amy Noble from Swim Leinster in 3, Caitlin Frame from Forth Valley in 4, Gemma Brown from Carnegie in lane number 5, Tillia Glynn from Knutsford in lane number 6. So 3 swimmers here, very close in terms of entry time. So 108.00 to 109.20. That's the ones in 3, 4 and 5. Tillia Glynn, a little bit slower entry time. She's at the back of the field at the minute, but we'll keep an eye on the time that she does. She may be looking to better that 1:15.60 entry time, but looks like it is lanes 3 and 5 leading them through. That black and white cap of Carnegie. You have Gemma Brown in lane 5, just being headed, I think, by Amy Noble from Swim Leinster. Amy's entry time is 109.20. Gemma's entry time 108.20. I think she's going to be inside that one. Well done, 108.34 for Amy Noble to take that one. She'll be delighted with that. Gemma Brown in second, just a couple of tenths outside her entry time. Caitlin Frame in third position, and the final swimmer to finish will be Tillia Glynn, and she finishes now. There's confirmation of the result. Good swim at the front of the field there. Tillia Glynn, another one of the para swimmers, swims in the S14 classification.
Moving on to the next heat, Ella Wood from Forfar in 1, Freya Keeling, Carnegie in 2, Catherine Bodie, University of Aberdeen Performance in 3, teammate Emma Creaney in 4, Louise Connell, City of Glasgow in 5, India Leonie Bryden, Dundee City Aquatics in 6, Amy Rowell from City of Glasgow in 7, and Harriet Oldfield, Alnwick Dolphins in lane 8. 107.3 all the way through to 107.8. So really half a second between these swimmers coming into this meet. So not a lot in it at all. And it's pretty close after the start. No one really pulling ahead. Maybe lane 3, Catherine Bodie, the 21-year-old from Aberdeen University. Once of Guinea, now at Aberdeen University. She looks like she might just be touching it. No, yes it is, Catherine. Louise Connell, not that far behind, and Ella Wood in third. So Catherine has now got a lead. Looks, but I think lane 5, Louise Connell, who turned second, is pushing on that third 25, and it does look like it's between these two as they come through to the final 10 metres. Who is going to take the touch on this one? There's not a lot between them, City of Glasgow swimmer and Aberdeen, but I think it's going to be the Aberdeen University swimmer who takes that 106.73. She should be pleased with that. That's over half a second improvement on her entry time. Louise Connell gets second, just over her entry. Sorry, Freya Keeling just edged in second there. And a 107.6 just over her entry, and Louise Connell got third.
Heat number 3 is on its way now of the 6 heats. And there is the lineup. Borough of Stockton were represented here. Scarlett Capaldi, Borough of Stockton in 1. Helm Nygaard for Bergen in lane number 2. Geordie Horn from Stirling University in 3. Kalila Smith from Aberdeen in 4. Nadine Wilson, Borough of Stockton in 5. Grace MacDonald, Grantham in 6. Abigail Crawford, City of Glasgow in 7. And Perry Scobie from Stirling Swim goes in lane number 8. So really first to show in lane number 4. Kalila Smith, a 15-year-old, youngest in this field, along with Scarlett Capaldi in lane number 1, who's also 15 years of age. Looking very strong in lane number 3. Coming back in the second half there is Jory Horn from Stirling University. It looks like Kalila, though, might still have the edge, working really hard as she comes into the last 10 metres. I think she is going to hold on to that one. Kalila Smith, maybe a little bit of a threat from the swimmers at the top, but she's going to take this one 105.26, and she swam away from the rest of the field. Fastest on that second 50, and 105 for Kalila Smith. She will be delighted with that one, an improvement on her entry time of just over a second.
Lovely swim there.
What we're looking for here in this one, Tony?
103.04, so that's a bit of a tough ask, I think, but possible. But even into the fastest heat, 103.8, 103.9 are the fastest so far, so people are going to have to do pretty good swims, but that's not beyond the realms of possibility. See where we get to on this heat. Ciara Pemble, best in 1. Asma Lafala, Loughborough in 2. Heidi Wren, City of Glasgow in 3. Teammate Alice Cummings is in 4. Maddie Cool, University Aberdeen Performance in 5. Sarah Kravitz from East Lothian in 6. 7 is Alicia Bethel from Wickham District. And in 8, Ellie Louise Kennedy, third of 3 City of Glasgow swimmers in this heat. And not a lot between them on this first 50 at all, really. Maybe lane 1. Yeah, Ciara Pemble, 30.0, so that's the fastest we've seen, I think, at the 50. She's looking good, Ciara. Best swimmer down in the borders of Scotland. And she's looking strong, but lanes 2, 3 and 4, Asma, Heidi and Alice are coming back at her, and it's really closing in here. Look at this.
Oh, goodness.
Could be any one of 5 at the moment. Ciara's still holding on, though. She's done well on this second 50. It did look like at one point she was going to get caught. Oh, and is she? No, I think she's going to hold on. Oh, nice swim. 105.65. Gets in under her best entry time anyway. So that was a super. That got really tight, didn't it? Look at that. Not a lot between the top 6.
Kira did well though, hanging on that outside
yeah.
lane. Yeah. You see danger all over the pool, as they say. And outside lane taking that one. Wonder what we're going to see in this one again. The entry times very close all the way down. Only 0.7 of a second separating everyone. Melissa Mainwaring closest to us, City of Glasgow cap there in lane 1. Evie Mackey from Lanark in lane 2. Lucy Turner Loughborough in 3. Evie O'Halloran Hutchison goes in lane 4. Derwentside and Gateshead. Ciara Morris from City of Glasgow in 5. May Singer from Loughborough in 6. Natasha McDonald from Stirling Uni in 7. And Ashley Drake from Warren de Baths in the outside lane. You just see the red cap popping up there in lane number 8. But Glasgow on this side of the pool, Edinburgh on the opposite side. Ciara Morris also Glasgow, right in the centre of the pool, and she is away very fast here. Lane number 5, Morris with Singer in at lane number 6, maybe making a little bit of an effort to try and get back on terms here. Entry times in the 104 range. Can they dip under that? It'd be nice to see. It's going to be a great contest though between these two. Also coming back as well is possibly Evie Mackey. It's going to be May Singer, I think, and she's in 103.29. Well, they did push each other on to a couple of great times there, Tony.
That's super swim there. 103. Both under the 104. Evie Mackey also coming in on an improvement on her entry time, and Evie O'Halloran Hutchison as well. So that was a really super heat there. As we come to the final one of the 100 fly this afternoon, Catherine Williams, Wickham District in 1, Orla McInnes, Hardham Midlothian in 2, Kiana Kurtzer from Warren de Baths in 3, Izzy McGrath from Munster in 4, Ellie Kennington, Plymouth Leander in 5, Layla Weatherspoon, Hardham Midlothian in 6, Ailey Robertson, South Ayrshire in 8. Don't have a first name for lane 7. I'm wondering Paula van der Westhuizen, but that might be completely wrong, so apologies.
I was thinking something else.
So I'll just have to apologise for that one. Good start from Ellie Kennington, 18-year-old from Plymouth in lane 5. 103.04 is her target to get in that junior final. Layla Weatherspoon, Catherine Williams as well, and from Wickham. And Kiana Kurtzer in 3. Lane 8 going strong. Ailey Robertson, South Ayrshire swimmer. Paige van der Westhuizen, should have remembered that. But is it going to be Ailey out there in 8, or is it going to be Catherine in 1? And it's Catherine, 103.6. So that's a good swim for her. Nice entry time improvement. Doesn't quite get herself into the junior final, but pretty close. Well done, Catherine. Kiana coming in second. Ailey Robertson edged out for third.
I can't see the Zimbabwean flag. Can you, Tony? Be it somewhere else in the arena. Or Paige van der Westhuizen, Zimbabwean swimmer.
So that. I'm not sure I would know the Zimbabwean flag.
I think I might recognise it, possibly.
Give me a hint.
I can't see it. Can't see it.
Need to get on to management for that one.
That's it. Cameron Hastings, University of Aberdeen Performance, Billy Bonner from Borough of Stockton, and Dean Bargatti from Hamilton. 3 17-year-olds in the first heat of the men's 200 metres butterfly. There's only 3 heats of this one. And 200 butterfly. What are we looking for, Tony, for these 200 butterflies?
Well, the junior, there's only 3 so far. So the top 5 juniors this afternoon will be getting another swim.
Pretty much all junior. A couple of seniors in this one, but not too many non-juniors. So all to play for.
Yep. And 2:16.81 is the time, and a number of them are well within that 2:16. So
for the B final.
No, B final is 2:06. I think 2:06 is going to be tricky, but the junior final, there are definitely places up for grabs.
So Billy Bonner in the centre. He's taking them through 103.95. Cameron Hastings in second. Dean Bargatti in third position. All to play for this second at 100 in the 200 butterfly. It's all very close indeed. Cameron Hastings coming through very strongly, but Billy Bonner still fighting his way through. He's not going to let Cameron Hastings go by here. University of Aberdeen performance. Both of them stretching away now from Dean Bargatti as they come in to this final turn. See the split there. Cameron Hastings, I thought he was going to go past Billy Bonner there at halfway point, but Bonner responded. But Hastings had much the better turn here, and I'm not sure if Bonner's going to be able to respond anymore to this surge by Hastings. But I've been wrong before, because here comes Bonner back again.
Almost perfect timing there, Paul. He must have heard you. There must be a speaker in the pool somewhere.
Well, I did write someone off last night and they surged back, but what a race this one. Here he comes again, Billy Bonner. We've written him off a couple of times. He's come back, and he's come back really strongly, and he has taken it. Well done, Billy Bonner. 36.08 for the Borough of Stockton swimmer. 2:16.82. He gets his reward with a best time, or time better than his entry. Cameron Hastings and Dean Bargatti in second and third place. Well done.
It's what people would do just to make you look silly, isn't it? It's all just because he wanted to make you look silly.
Never write off a Borough of Stockton swimmer in 200 fly, because they've got a good history in 200 fly.
Well, there you
big
go.
Swimmers. I think Gemma Lowe used to swim for Borough of Stockton. I think she was coaching at one point, Borough.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it was Borough of Stockton.
Well, we have another Borough of Stockton swimmer in this one, so we'll just be wary of writing them off. Alfie Church is City of Glasgow in 2. Borough of Stockton swimmer Charlie Ward is in 3. Jasper Hall, Newcastle in 4. Conan Swinney, Derwent and Gateside in 5. Mano Drysdale from Warrender in 6. And Aidan Anderson, University of Aberdeen Performance in 7. So all of these guys will be looking to try and get as fast as possible to get into that junior final. Alfie Churches out fast, City of Glasgow swimmer, 19-year-olds, and national age group finalist Alfie, but it's pretty close across the four of them, isn't it? Not a lot between Alfie, Charlie, Jasper and Aidan, and we're certainly not going to write off lane 3, are we? So
oh, you wouldn't do it, I might.
Well, okay.
No,
well, I'll let you take over. I'll let you take over with 50 to go. Now Jasper Hall, the Newcastle 17-year-old, 104, just a bit down on the previous heat, but this 200 fly is all about the pacing. It's so easy just to go just a bit too hard in this first 100, and it can ruin the whole race. So you really got to judge it just to perfection. Aidan Anderson, University of Aberdeen Performance swimmer, Youth Academy member, has gone a 2:16 recently at North District age groups, won the Scottish Schools meet, and he's had a really good third 50, Aidan. And at least way over a second, nearly a second and a half faster than most of the other swimmers in the pool. So he's really pushed on in that third 50. And who's going to come? Here we have Borough Stockton late charge here in lane 3. Charlie Ward this time. Also going fast is Mano Drysdale in 6th, the Warrender swimmer. This is much tighter. Does look like Aidan's going to take this one though. And he's got this one wrapped up. It's all about second, third and fourth. As he comes through, Aidan, is he going to get down into 2:16.26? Charlie Ward, our Borough Stockton friend, does push into second. Mano Drysdale came back quick to get third. So it's a
good swim from Aidan there, wasn't it?
Pretty tight to get into this final.
So Aidan Anderson, we've seen him have a couple of good swims. That was a close finish. Aidan Anderson, the clear winner. Here we go for the third and final heat. Troy Savonen from Tabisim of Sweden. Sidar Gullen from Edinburgh University, Nikolai Sisnet from City of Glasgow, the young 15-year-old. Matthew Scott from Newcastle, alongside his teammate Ethan Williams. Ross Anderton from East Lothian in 6, Ethan Collins from Stirling Swim in 7, and Logan Jackson off to a good start there, University of Aberdeen performance in the outside lane. Ross Anderton also going well in the early stages, East Lothian in lane number 6. It might be 6 and 8 first to the turn. See Sidar Gullen also going well, and he does actually take the touch. Ross Anderton in 2nd, Troy Savonin in 3rd, 28.33 for Sidar Gullen, and he's pulling through Troy Savonin with him. Tabby Sim swimmer from Sweden. They've been regular visitors to this Edinburgh International over the years, and as they approach the halfway point, looks like Sidar Gullen, that entry time of 2:12.59. Thought he was going to take the lead there, but Ross Anderton's taking up the running. Sidar Gullen, I think the only one that's not a junior, Tony.
That's right, yeah.
19
so
years of age.
This is his only swim, I suspect, unless he can go a 2:06, which would be a big improvement for him. So he's just going to want to go as fast as he can here. The others, well, they're all in with a shout. If they do their entry times, they'll all be in, basically. So let's see how many can get close to that. Still Sidar fighting it out with lanes 5 and 6, Ethan Williams and Ross Anderton. It's Ethan and Ross who take that one. Sidar still, and Troy the fastest other than Ethan. That was a fantastic 50 there from Ethan in 33 seconds. He really picked up the pace, did the Newcastle swimmer. And he was a B finalist here last year. I don't think he's going to get the B final this year, but he has a very, very strong chance of getting in that junior final. Super final 100 from Ethan. And he's coming up to the wall. And I think he has just swum himself into a second 200 fly. Hopefully he's pleased about that. 2:10.69. And then 2:11 for Sidar. That's an improvement on his entry time. Troy much faster as well. And so some really good swimming there. Just confirm that heat. Ethan, fast finishing Ethan, really good strong 100 at the end there. Sidar Gullen second, just touching out Troy. And
good improvement there.
Yep.
A few hundredths of a second, but as we said earlier, they all count.
So I think we've got Ethan, Troy, Ross, Nikolai and Aidan are all going to get in from this afternoon into that junior final, I think. That's what I reckon.
So we've got a reseeded 400 individual medley. The heats have been condensed from 4 heats into 3, so we've got some swimmers moving heats. Hopefully that won't cause any issues. For us in this first heat, Rebecca Somerville goes in lane number 1, Zoe Crawford in 2, Naomi Broadley goes in lane number 3, Rose Keefe in 4, Freya Keeling in 5, Abby McMillan in 6, and Jessica Smith goes in lane number 7. And it is Jessica Smith who leads them through. The Aberdeen swimmer, 18 years of age, entry time 5:25.20. And the entry times for all the 4 heats go down to 5:12, Tony. So what kind of times are we looking for this 400 IM?
We are looking for a 5:18 into the junior final and a 5:05. So I think 5:05 for the B is going to be a stretch, but the junior swimmers, 5:18 looks a distinct possibility. Going on entry times anyway, but it's really tricky to replicate those entry times for some of these guys, but that's what they're after. And let's see how close they can get. Maybe not this heat, but if Rose Keefe or others swim beyond their entry, then maybe they'll just push themselves in.
So 2 from City of Wakefield, leading them through, Naomi Broadley and Rose Keefe. They are side by side there in 3 and 4. Looking good in the early stages here. Lane number 5 at Freya Keeling from Carnegie. Saw her swim well a little bit earlier on. Freya Keeling, one of the earlier heats. Wakefield looking like they've got this one under control at the moment, but I think the others are beginning to come back slightly. Let's have a check at the splits.
Yeah, look at that.
Somerville 39.7, fastest there in the pool. It's only Rebecca that's made inroads into the lead of the Wakefield swimmers though. But it looks like a very, very strong backstroke from Naomi Broadley there to take her into a clear lead over her teammate.
Only 15 years old, Naomi.
Yeah, she's going to lead them into the halfway point. Let's see if there are any breaststrokers in this field. Rebecca Somerville is going to come through into second. Nice good technique on the turn there for Naomi Broadley. In fact, it is Rose Keefe still holding on to second position, just ahead of Somerville. But as soon as they are into their stroke here, let's have a look. Well, the two Wakefield swimmers look pretty well matched, but Rose Keefe might be just closing the gap very slightly.
Slightly faster. No, she's got a slightly faster turnover on her breaststroke than Naomi, and then she is just gradually moving up, but not significantly. See who else is lane 7 coming through strong. Abby McMillan from City of Glasgow. See on these 50s. So Naomi there 45.9. Yeah, Rose just about the same. So and the rest are quite a long way back. Oh, we don't get the 50 there. So Jessica, Abby McMillan, and Jessica Smith in 7. So Jessica, nobody really making a big move on the two at the front, so I expect to see this maintained. In fact, they're probably a couple of the fastest breaststrokers, so I think it's between these two now.
It does look like it's a club battle between the two Wakefield swimmers, Naomi Broadley and Rose Keefe. They won't want to get beat by each other, that's for sure.
Definitely not. Bragging rights back at base on Monday morning. Or maybe they'll get the morning off, having had a weekend of swimming, and it'll be Monday afternoon. One of the coaches in Wakefield take pity on them. So that was a 4:04. So 1:14 is what they need in this final 100. That's a bit of a tough ask, I suspect.
Naomi Broadley looking still strong on the freestyle. It's going to be tough for Rose Keefe to try and come back now. In terms of the entry times, there were 5:21 for Rose Keefe and 5:24 for Naomi Broadley. So Rose Keefe had a little bit of an advantage going into this one. Who is going to come out on top here?
So 38. So looking at 1:16, 1:17. So you're looking at the 5:20 mark.
Well, that'd be good if they could both get around about that 5:20, low 5:20s. So both be happy.
Very nice, yeah.
With an improvement. It's going to be Wakefield at 1 and 2. I think it's going to be Naomi Broadley who is going to take this one from lane number 3. Let's have a look at the clock. The clock just ticking over. 5:13, 5:14. She's going to maybe just be over the 5:20, but inside her entry time of 5:24. Well done to Naomi Broadley. Rose Keefe, a 5:22.84, just shy of her entry time, and a real close contest for third, won by Jessica Smith over there in lane 7. 4 swimmers all coming in pretty much together there.
Yeah, some fast final 50s on that one. It's Naomi. A nice improvement on her entry, takes that heat. And we'll now move on to the second of these 3 heats. And in this one, Lexi Lamont, Aberdeen in 1, Abby Coventry from Morpeth in 2, Scarlett Capaldi, Borough Stockton in 3, Danica Forster from Wickham District in 4, Helmine Nygaard from Bergen in Norway in 5, Isabel Fox from Derwentside and Gateshead in 6, Lisa McNair, all have seen her swim well this afternoon, in 7 from Stirling Swim, and Abby Whitfield, Derwentside and Gateshead in lane 8. So 5:13 for Danica, all the way up to 5:20. This has been circle seated, not normally doing that in these afternoon sessions, but they have here. And so some of these guys will definitely be eyeing up that junior final if they can get anywhere near their entries. 5:18 is the time. As they come now on their first discipline, which is the fly. And strong start here in lane 6 from Isabel Fox. 109.74. Very tight this side of the pool with Lexi Abbey and Scarlett Capaldi, so still anyone's really. And also in lane 7, Lisa McNair. We've seen Lisa had a good 100 fly earlier on, maybe. But in this IM, Isabel Fox and Lisa are starting to stretch away a little bit from the rest. Not a lot, but they're out there in lane 6 and 7, and they're out of sight of the three at the balcony side, Lexi, Abbey and Scarlett. So let's see if the far side can take this one away. Lisa, National Age Group finalist, won the Scottish Summer Meet in this event. And Isabel Fox not far off her, 17-year-old Isabel, and 16-year-old Lisa, and it's Isabel still just ahead, but really not much between the two of them, just under a second. Who's going to come through on this breaststroke? Looking good in 3 already. Scarlett Capaldi, the Borough Stockton swimmer. And the pack in the middle and this end of the side of the pool are slowly coming back towards Lisa at least, but looks like Isabel is maintaining that lead. But let's see when we get to the end of this 50 where the momentum on this breaststroke in the pool is. Still Isabel, but it looks like Lexi and Scarlett have pulled up on her. They have. Look at that. It's a couple of seconds by Lexi, second quicker by Scarlett, and all of a sudden it looks like we're going to have a shift. Lane 1, Lexi going well. Lane 3 as well, Scarlett. Isabel's still in the lead though. And it's been a solid breaststroke from Isabel. She's maintained that lead. The others haven't really pushed back on her. Lisa has got some work to do on this freestyle leg. And 14-year-old Abby Coventry, she's not out of it either. Scottish National Age Group champion and a Youth Academy member, 14-year-old from Morpeth in lane 2. But it's still Isabel, followed by Scarlett, Lexi and Abby. And it is much faster, so they're going to be looking to see whether they're going to get under that 5:18, which is the time to get in that junior final. It gets quite a bit faster after that, down to 5:14 and 5:13, so going to have to go some. And Isabel's had a good freestyle here. She's just started pulling away again. It looked like the others were catching, but I think she's going to take this one. Yeah, a couple of seconds quicker than the rest of the field. Abby Coventry coming through. Is she going to catch Scarlett and Lexi? She's got the bit between her teeth and the momentum on that front crawl. Maybe get to third. She's going to struggle to catch Scarlett, but Lexi's in her sights. But no doubt about the winner, Isabel Fox, Derwentside and Gateshead swimmer. And 5:18 is the target for her. There's another heat to come though, so she's going to get as fast and as much under that as possible. Oh, and she does. Look at that. 5:13.86. So by my reckoning. That's 1, 2. She's in at about 5th at the moment. So I think she's going to have to hope that 3 swimmers in the next heat aren't faster. So let's just keep an eye on that. But that was a super swim from Isabel. 5:13.86. A couple of seconds or second and a half improvement. Scarlett Capaldi finished strong with Abby Coventry chasing her down, but Abby takes 3rd.
She just out of contention, Scarlett Capaldi, after that?
She's in there at the moment. So she's, yeah, I would say she's in 7th at the moment.
7th.
So
Right on the edge.
Right on the edge, agreed.
Well, keep an eye on this final heat. Again, all juniors, I think, with the exception of Naomi Parker, City of Manchester Aquatic, the 19-year-old. Seem to have a full lineup. Millie Linton goes for Borough of Stockton in lane number 1. Naomi Parker from the City of Manchester Aquatic will go in lane number 2. Anna McCarty goes to City of Glasgow in lane number 3. Isabel Munnock from Morpeth goes in lane number 4. Abigail Crawford from City of Glasgow in lane number 5 next to her teammate Caris Mooney. Alice Ward from Borough of Stockton, the second Borough of Stockton swimmer in this one, goes in lane 7, and the 4th City of Glasgow swimmer is Amy Rowell, who goes in the outside lane. So 2 15-year-olds from City of Glasgow in this one, in lanes 3 and in lane 8. But Naomi Parker has gone out really fast indeed. I mean, she doesn't have the opportunity to make that junior final. And what did you say for the B? Was it
5:05?
5:05. My
so
goodness.
She's going to have to go some, but she does appear to be doing that in this fly heat at least.
She does indeed. So a very good start for Naomi Parker, who's lying in 2nd position. Oh, very close, but it is McCarty, one of the 15-year-olds in lane number 3. Anna McCarty on that backstroke, and Alice Ward going well. Borough of Stockton up there in lane number 7, but Naomi Parker certainly with the edge here. 5:16.45. Set at the Lancashire Championships, she finished in 4th position at those championships and set that 5:16.45, but she's looking in good shape to be inside at that time. At the moment, well ahead of the rest of the field, and the backstroke pretty strong. She's maybe the 2nd or 3rd fastest in the entire pool, so no one really catching the leader here, Naomi Parker, as they come down to the halfway point. But as we've said so often, breaststroke all important.
Yeah.
Maybe some breaststrokers in the pack here in the centre of the pool. We shall find out very shortly.
We will. You've got to think there must be, otherwise she is going to run away with this one. And she comes in to turn at the halfway mark. 2:25. What kind of a lead she got? 7 seconds. So Anna McCarty is definitely a fast breaststroker, the 15-year-old from Glasgow. So let's see whether she can make some inroads. Millie Linton, Borough Stockton in 1 as well. And they are coming back a bit. Yeah, Honour's definitely pushing back on Naomi. And let's see at the end of this 50 just how much of an inroad she's made on that gap. A good few seconds by the looks of it. There was 7-second gap at the turn and the backstroke. And it's now down to 4. And she's, 3 and a bit. So that's quite a significant uplift from Honour on that breaststroke leg. Has she got the legs to get her all the way through and catch up? If she keeps going at that pace, she's going to get right on her shoulder, and it'll all be down to the freestyle.
Looks like it's maybe between these two, even at this early stage, as they go to the final stages of the breaststroke. I'm sure that this lead for the leading two is going to be given up on the freestyle, but we've been wrong before though. Naomi Parker still with the lead, 46.30, another 3 seconds almost taken off that lead, but she does have it at 3:57.95. Now what has everyone got left here? Swimmer inside is Honor McCarty. Isabel Munnock in lane number 4 as well, trying to give chase. Honor McCarty and Naomi Parker though, they are side by side now. The young swimmer from City of Glasgow in lane number 3 coming up alongside Naomi Parker. And Honor McCarty, that blue cap of City of Glasgow, is going to take up the running, I think. Yes, 36.49 against 38.34, so another couple of seconds taken away from the lead of Naomi Parker. And I think it's going to be the City of Glasgow swimmer who's going to take this one. Not sure if Parker is going to be able to respond, and we'll keep an eye on the clock, Tony.
No, it's 5:12, I reckon. 5:11, 5:12 for Honor, so she's going to get into that final, junior final, and Isabel Munnock is pushing hard to get in there as well. And I think Honor is definitely going to get in there, and a really good improvement on her entry of 5:14, 5:11. Really good swim for Honor. 5:13 for Naomi, 5:15 for Isabel. So I'm pretty sure she's going to get in as well. So I think those two have got themselves into the final. I would say.
I'll just wait for the confirmed result. Final swimmer just making their way in now. And there we have it. Honor McCarty, great swim, 5:11.21. Naomi Parker took it out strong, and she came in with a 5:13.51. So she'll be pleased with that performance. Naomi Parker, a big improvement on her entry time. So well done to leading two, and Munnock as well, Isabel Munnock, finishing in 3rd position. So we go back to the short distances now, the 50 freestyle male and open.
Splash and dash, 12 heats.
The 3 para swimmers starting us off. Sam Downey in the S8 classification, Bjorn Iron and Kieran Williams both in the S10 classification. So the 3 swimmers with physical impairments. Sam Downey with the most impairment of the 2, but the other 2 in the S10 class, minimal physical impairment. And they'll be going head to head. Kieran Williams though, more experienced man, and he is first in 26.62. It's a good time for him. Bjorn Iron 28.34, and Sam Downey in 31.89. So good swim from Kieran Williams at the front of the field. Good swim from Bjorn Iron, improving his entry time, and Sam Downey just a half a second outside his entry. So 3 swimmers again, para swimmers. Won't make a para final tonight. There are no para finals at this Edinburgh International, but good to see him performing so well and building up again for the trials. Second heat on the blocks already. Ruben Pearson, Bellsill, Blair McKean, Stirling University, Rory Vick, Warren de Bath, Marcus Blake, City of Glasgow, Dylan Rossa, Isle of Man, Alex Holmes from Glenrothes, another sprint event for him, and Ewan Gray from University of Aberdeen Performance. Well, we have 12 heats of this 50 freestyle this afternoon. I'd imagine they are all going to be pretty tight contests. Alex Holmes had a very good swim in the 50 metres butterfly, and he might just take this one again right up there at the top. It's going to be close again, but it is Alex Holmes, 25.25. What an afternoon.
Go Glenrothes.
From Glenrothes, wow. As I said, Craig Holmes, the head coach. I'm not sure if Alex Holmes is Craig's son. I've had previous convictions for relating people who are not related in the past, so I don't want to put my head above the parapet. But nevertheless, great swim from Alex Holmes.
Indeed, who has the same name as nothing else as his coach.
Yes.
Dominic McCarthy in 1, Brogan Smith, another one of those Glenrothes swimmers in 2, Rudy McCallum, Mulgai in 3, Torn Liversedge in 4 for Bankery, Thomas Kerr and Isle of Man in 5, Mano Drysdale from Warrender in 6, Mark Ugetu, Harrogate in 7, Alexander Whittle, Newcastle in 8. Oof. As you say, pretty much all of these races are going to be very close, and it's 25.54 for Thomas Kane. So a nice swim from him under his entry. Second, Torn Liversedge, Alexander Whittle. 200s ahead of Mano Drysdale. Next heat, Edwin Ivanescu, Edinburgh University in 1. Giuliano Lastroni, Stirling in 2. Daniel Williams from Hatfield in 3. Lewis Maxwell Poles from Warrender in 4. Joseph AJ, 7 Oaks in 5. Lewis Muir from Carnegie in 6. Patrick Walsh from Stirling in 7, and Dylan Broom, Swansea in 8.
Yeah, again, entry times here 25.59 to 25.64. 5/100 separating all of the swimmers. No one in lane number 1. That's did not start Ivanescu, but the rest are in it, and it might be lane number 2, Lastroni, possibly into the wall first, is it? It is in 25.21. So the absence of lane number 1 gave Lastroni a little bit clear water on his left-hand side. He used that to his advantage. 25.21 to take that by a couple of tenths of a second from Dylan Broom, Swansea University swimmer, way over on the other side of the pool. Dylan Broom, one of the para swimmers, doing well there in the S14 class.
Good. Moving into heat 5. Jasper Harrison in 1 from Best, Sam Buxton Guildford in 2, Callum Sinclair West Lothian in 3, Caden McLaughlin, Mulgine Bearsdown in 4, Fergus Woodford from Portobello in 5, Zachary Bellhouse, Isle of Man in 6, Edward Brown, Annick Dolphins in 7, Alex Taylor, East Lothian in lane 8. And really not a lot between these guys. 15/100s on entry time. Maybe it's lanes 3 and 4. Very, very tight indeed. I think it's going to be 4. And it is. Caden McLaughlin from Mulgine Bearsdown, 25.46, just on his entry. Second, Jasper Harrison, 25.52, but that was really close. Look at that, 25.46 to 25.74, 1 to 7, 0.28 between 7 swimmers. Thank goodness for electronic timing.
0.707 between the top 4.
Crazy. Well, that was pretty tight.
Next one up, Conor Mitchell in 1 from Warren de Bass, Archie Smith, Aberdeen Dolphin in 2, Jonah Turnbull in 3 from Edinburgh Uni, Rhys Blackett, Newcastle in 4, Nikolai Sisnek, City of Glasgow in 5, Emil Osterwol Harlem from Bergens in 6, Harry Cook, Aberdeen Dolphin in 7, and Daniel Boyne, West Lothian in lane number 8. 2 15-year-olds in this one, Nikolai Sisnek and Harry Cook, but it is lane number 6. It is the Bergen swimmer, Emil Osterwol Harlem. Way and clear here, looking to dip under that 25-second mark. I think we've got a clear winner here. Look at this performance, 23.82.
Let's not worry about the 24s. Let's go straight to the 23s. So that was some swim.
Time. So Emil Osterwol Harlem, 23.82. He meant business right from the off there. Rhys Blackett and Nikolai Sisnek dip under the 25-second mark. Good swim from them.
Very good. Titus Pike, Stirling in 1, Stirling Union 1, Ismail Slaby from Warrender in 2, Joshua Clark, Grantham in 3, Loughborough's Matthew Aldred in 4, Martin Yankov from Repton in 5, Ewan Beatty, University of Aberdeen Performance in 6, Finlay Nelson, Stirling Union 7, and Nebi Singular, Highland Swim Team in 8. Nebi had some good swims yesterday, I recall, and he's off again in this 50 freestyle. I'm pretty sure 50 fly or 50 back, he went like a rocket yesterday, and he's looking rocket-like in this heat as well. Is he going to get caught by the centre lanes? No, he's not. It's Nebi. 24.45. Just missing out on that junior final. 24.35. Oh no, there's only 5 swimmers from this morning, so he's got himself in a good position for that junior final, but there's plenty of heats to go, so he's going to have to just cross his fingers and hope for the best.
Yeah, a few more to come, including this one. Heat number 8, Sam Livingston Morpeth, Lachlan Small from Stirling Swim. Louis Lawler, another one of the para swimmers in the S14, Paralympian in Tokyo and Paris. He goes in 3. Rowan Fuss from Wickham in 4. Benjamin McAvoy, Stirling Swim in 5. Finn Brookhoven, Wickham District in 6. Danny Kish from Brighton in 7. And Geir van der Meulen in lane number 8 from Stirling Swim. Danny Kish possibly off to a good start, but Sam Livingston going well on the near side as well with that straight arm freestyle sprint stroke. Who is going to get this one? It's going to be either side, 1 or 8 coming in together. Sam Livingston and Geir van der Meulen tie for that heat. I said it'd be 1 or 8, and it was both of them. 24.53 apiece. Great stuff.
And good swims there. Still the fastest junior this afternoon. They'd be singular. Next heat, Callum MacArthur, Guyonbearsden in lane 1. Cormac Grin from Ireland in 2. Elliot Arnell, Bar Stockton in 3. Cameron Hastings, Aberdeen in 4. Alex Andrews from Repton in 5. Benji Jeffries, South Ayrshire in 6. James Kilpatrick from Carnegie in 7. Ewan Cox, Repton in lane 8. So down at the 24.4s entry times here in the centre lanes. Look at that. Lane 8 again. There's something in the water up there, because that's another great start from Ewan Cox, the Repton swimmer. Also going well in 6. Benji Jeffries, South Ayrshire. They look like they're ahead. Maybe Elliot Arnell in 3 as well. Elliot touches in 24.17. So he's now pushing into that junior final. 24.32 for Benji and 24.36 from Callum. Yeah, definitely the first two pushing their way in.
Corey Phillip from Perth City in 1. Harry Milne, Repton in 2. Aidan Kay, City of Glasgow in 3. Zach Slater, Edinburgh Uni in 4. Aaron Bissett, Brighton College in 5. Marcos Lacavidith in lane number 6 from Nicosia. Tabby Sims, Liam Herchin in 7, and David Smith back in the water again. Dundee City Aquatic, who goes out there in lane number 8. The entry times very low, 24-second marks. Can anyone dip under that? Maybe Marcos Iacovidis might just be the one to do that. He's over there in lane number 6, and 7 also going well. Liam Herchin, and it is Liam Herchin who gets it, 23.85. The Swede gets in ahead of the Cypriot, both of them under the 24-second mark, with Harry Milne 24.12, the 17-year-olds.
So I think Liam Herchin will be definitely in that junior final. Nathan Potter in this next heat in 1. Adam Thompson in 2. Edward Armitage in 3. Logan van der Meulen in 4. Finlay Tsang in 5. Ryan Ferguson in 6. Koen Marsman from Netherlands in 7. Callum Peebles in 8. And fastest into this one, Logan van der Meulen, but going out really well in 5. Finlay Tsang, the City of Glasgow swimmer, in lane 7. Koen Marsman from the Netherlands. And it's Finlay Tsang and Koen Marsman who look like they've got the edge on this one. Who's going to get the touch? I think it might be Finlay, and it is 23.94, so that's another one under the 24. So he's 5th now into the junior final. I think you're going to have to go low 24s now. Logan's going to be right on the edge.
There's only one more left, I think. One more junior.
So this is very, very tight.
So Luca Plater from Loughborough, Oliver Dade from University of Bath, Millen Belmont from Netherlands. Stirling University have Lucas Brown and Liam Dawson in 4 and 5. Magnus Morris, Stirling Swims, the only junior in this one, the 18-year-old. Kieran Lennox from University of Aberdeen Performance in 7, and Danny Morgan from the National Centre in Dublin. In the outside lane, well, We'll watch Magnus Morris in lane number 6. He's right in the pack at the minute. Merlin Bellman going well in lane number 3. He might just have the edge here. Luca Plater going well in lane number 1, but I think it might be Merlin Bellman into the wall, stretching for the finish in 23.39. Magnus Morris, let's have a look at the time for him. He was 4th, 24.10.
Might just have edged his way in.
Liam Dawson also under the 24-second mark. And that was the fast and furious 12 heats of the 50 freestyle.
Didn't that fly by? So moving on to more 50s. This is 50 breaststroke for females now. And we've got only 3 heats of this one.
Yeah, that's unusual.
It is unusual. Very, very odd. Anyway, 3 it is. And 35-3 is the junior final. There's a few people knocking on the door of that, so we'll just wait to see where we get to. Slight delay here. That's the whistle. So in this first heat of 3, Anna Lawson, East Lothian in 2, Millie Colvin, Dumfries in 3, Alicia Goodbrand, University of Aberdeen, Performance in 4, Katie Lowe from Carnegie in 5, and Niamh Savary, Newcastle in 6. 6/100ths of a second between these 5 swimmers on their entry times. Not only, sorry, missing. No, we only ever had 5, just miscounted.
No, we had 4 in. I think. Niamh is not there. I don't think in lane number 6, so we're just missing 1. But you have Katie Lowe though, going well in lane number 5. She's another one, Clearwater outsider, making the most of that one. She's going to get in first, the Carnegie swimmer, 36.73. So half a second outside her entry time, but good enough to win that first heat. Millie Colville in second, Goodbrand and Lawson very close between them in 3rd and 4th, and it was Niamh Savary not taking the start.
So Ada Broden, ran 96 and 1, Josie Grimes Warner in 2, Scarlett Capaldi, Borough Stockton in 3, Jessie Norris, Glasgow Uni in 4, Sarah Wood, Devon in 5, Ava Finlay from Morpeth in 6, Charlotte Higgins, University of Aberdeen, Performance in 7, Greta Samaska finishing off the field for Heart of Midlothian in lane 8, and it's lane 5, Sarah Wood, the Devon swimmer. Gone a 35.5 recently at the North District age groups, and she's looking very strong on this one. She's got about a body length as she comes into the flags. This is a super swim from her, going well as well in 1. It's Ada Broden, and Sarah just takes it, 36.16 with Ada second, 36.22, just 100th over her entry time, but nice swimming there from the 2 with Scarlett Capaldi coming in 3rd.
That's what we're looking for in terms of entries there.
35.3. So you know, it's not beyond possibility here. 35.6 is the fastest entry. Ella Wood from Forfar in 4. We've got Maddie Hoole Warner in 1. Gabriella Winton, Monifieth in 2. Leonie Bedborough Hearts in 3. Ella Wood in 4. Astrid Fisius, Brighton College in 5. Rosie Stutchfield from Warner in 6. Ella Cunningham, City of Glasgow in 7, and Beth Craik, Aberdeen swimmer in 8. Oh, no swimmer in 3, sorry, no Leonie Bedborough. Oof, not a lot between these guys, 0.2 on entry. And a strong start from Gabrielle Winton, the Monifieth swimmer in lane 2. She's the only one in this field that can't make that junior final. The rest are pretty much in a line. Youngster Maddie Hoole closest to the camera there, 14-year-olds. But it's going to be lane 7, I think, taking its junior thing. Lane 2, Gabby Winton, 35.27. So that's a nice swim from her. Improvement on her entry by nearly half a second. Ella Cunningham, 36.34, just edging out Beth Craik, 36.47.
Well, that was quick fire. It's the end of the breaststrokes. Just 3 heats. Not sure why there's not more heats of that 50 metres breaststroke this afternoon. There we go. Right to the opposite end of the scale now. It's the male and open 800 freestyle. So 3 heats of this 800 freestyle. It's the penultimate event. We've got the female 200 freestyles to come to finish off the afternoon session, but we've got 3 800 freestyles for the male and open categories. Hayden Sterling in 2 for St Thomas. We've got Panos Angelakis from East Lothian in 3. Rowan Fuss from Wickham District in 4. Michael O'Neill for Borough of Stockton in lane 5. And Kyle Connolly from East Kilbride going in lane number 6. So just keep an eye on these. Again, it's heat declared winners. There's no qualification, so no possibility of anyone progressing into another 800 swim tonight. It's just their one and only opportunity to swim this 800 freestyle. Maybe not too many opportunities to swim 800 freestyle long course, but a good chance to post a time and get that recorded. Well, the entry times, Rowan Fuss is the fastest entry time, 8:58.60, and the others are just in the very low 9-minute mark, so we'll keep an eye on those times, see if anyone can progress and maybe dip under that 9 minutes. We've seen some good swims in the distance events so far this week, and of course in that final tonight the fastest heat will go, and we'll see the Olympic champion Dan Whiffen go against his brother, as we did last night in the 1500. So we'll see what the Whiffens can do tonight. Dan Whiffen, I know, has spoken about the possibility of looking at a world record attempt in the short course 800 freestyle. So I'm not sure what he's going to do in this long course 800 freestyle tonight, but it's going to be worth a watch. The session will start at 5:30 tonight, so tune in to see Olympic champions, world champions take their place in the pool tonight. Michael O'Neill, though, is leading the way this afternoon, 208.75 for Michael as he goes through that first 200, and he's looking pretty good there. He's entry time of 9 minutes, .00. So I hope that's not a time that he's done in the pool. I hope that's a converted time, because if you swam 800 metres and you got 9 minutes, .00, you would be severely hacked off. 8:59.99 would be so much better than 9 minutes on the dot. So I wonder if he's going to put that one to rest. It's looking good though, looking very strong. Let's hope he hasn't gone out too hard in these early stages. So Michael leading at the 300 mark, 3:16. So we're looking for about 108 maybe, with 500 to go. So if he continues that, he'll be in somewhere around about the 8:56 or so, which would be really, really good if he can continue that pace. Swimmers behind him, they're going to be somewhere around about the low 9 minutes at this current pace, but the two swimmers closest to us there, Panos Angelakis and Hayden Sterling, absolutely side by side. Well, there you go, 3:57.10. A dead heat there as they went over on that turn. Kyle Connolly is in second place at the top of your picture there, but they're all playing catch up to Michael O'Neill, Borough of Stockton, the 16-year-old. Let's see if he can continue this good pace that he's set in the early part of this race. They're at the halfway point, 4:24.99. So again, 68 and a little bit. So he's got to try and maybe pick it up just very slightly to dip under that 9-minute mark. But he is certainly there or thereabout. Doesn't want to let it slip too much more, or he's just going to dip under that 9 minutes. Look at this contest for second. That would be a fantastic race in its own right. Kyle Connolly now being challenged by Panos Angelakis as the leader goes over at the top end, just under the 5-minute mark. So he'll come down to 500-metre mark. Contest for second still very much on between three swimmers. Rowan Fuss, you see him, he's got a little bit detached from the others in this field. He is currently in 5th position, but Michael O'Neill, Borough of Stockton, what kind of time are we going to get from Michael now? Is he just dropping off the pace there? 34.88. Yeah, well, very slightly off the pace, I think. And he's gone down to high 109s there. He's going to have to pick that up very slightly if he's going to try and dip under that 9-minute mark. But it's still a close contest for second position as they come down to the turn end. The lead extending all the time, and the contest still very much on for second. O'Neill going over in 34.55, so keeping that consistent pace. And goes down.
Yeah, still there or thereabouts to get that 9 minutes, isn't he? Maybe bang. Oh, that was a frustrating swim. His entry is 9:00.00. So
exactly.
Could be a conversion from short course, I suppose. But anyway, he's sticking at it here. 600. Yeah, he's going to be just over, isn't he? That's another 69.
Yeah, it's just slipped away in this last couple of hundred. Just when he went into the second half of the race, he was bang on schedule to be under the 9 minutes, but just slipped away in this last couple of hundred. He's sticking at it though. Still wants that good time. And as you said, Tori, it may well be a converted time, so this may well be his fastest time ever long course.
You never know.
And Kyle Connolly, like he might have just got the better of Panos Angelakis there after a long period where they were split by the narrowest of margins. Angelakis went away from Hayden Sterling. They were locked together in the early stages. A couple of times they turned absolutely together.
Hayden's right back at him.
Yeah, Hayden's coming back here at the close.
Can't quite see that on the screen, but Hayden, and there we go. We are stroke for stroke almost as the bell's rung here for Michael O'Neill, Stockton swimmer. He's been the 34 middles all the way through. So yeah, it's just going to be over that 9 minutes unless he can do something pretty spectacular in this last 100, which, given the Borough of Stockton swimmers we've seen already this afternoon, is not beyond possibility. Let's not make that same mistake twice.
Started off with the Canadian juniors with the very fast finishes this afternoon. The Borough of Stockton as well, we've seen some fast finishes from them. But Michael O'Neill, 35.43. Just finding that pace a little bit tough in the second half of this one. But it's going to be a pretty decent time, and just over that 9 minute mark.
Pretty hard as well. He's run his own, hasn't he, for
for
the vast majority of it. Clearly went out with intent and has worked really hard all the way through. As you can see there, he's not letting up at all. And so he's only just over the 9 minutes, you know.
Yeah, great last 50 there, 32.64.
Yeah.
9:01.73. So he was bang on schedule. Look at this contest for second. Hayden Sterling's come back and he has got second place. He was in fourth for a long period there, but he's come back to just pip Kyle Connolly and Panos Angelakis. Very good contest there. And Rowan Fuss never really featured in the shake-up for this one. But he finishes in very fast, 30.66. Obviously a little bit left in the tank for Rowan.
So, just been told we're going to have a swim off for in the male and open 50 backstroke. I'm assuming at the end of the session. Not quite sure for what. For what position. We'll find that out. But don't go away at the end of these regulation heats. I think it's going to be a swim off 50 back. To see if we can find out.
Missing, missed the swimmer, at least one swimmer. Yeah, I think we've got 7 for the second heat. Mano Drysdale from Warrender goes in lane 1. There's no one in lane 2. Edward Evans from Beckenham goes in 3. Griffin Seguin from the Canadian junior team goes in lane 4. Connor Aspinall from East Lothian in 5. Ewan Jones from Stirling University in 6. Sid Argullen from Edinburgh University in 7. And Aidan Anderson from University of Aberdeen Performance will go in lane number 8. So immediately, Mano Drysdale swimming on his own. No one outside. No one in lane 2. So he's got to do it all by himself. Centre lane though, going well, is Connor Aspinall, East Lothian swimmer, in lane number 5. Another one of the Canadian juniors. They've had a little bit of a rest mid-session. They're back again for the distance freestyles in this late session here. Griffin Seguin is going in lane number 4. Sidar Gullen, he's had a couple of races.
Well, he definitely had a turn to fly.
Yeah, he was in the 50 as well.
He was in the 53 as well. So yeah, he's had a busy old afternoon. God, 800 free after a turn of fly. That's quite uncomfortable. But let's see how he can get on. He's got a bronze medal at Scottish Summer Meet in this event last year. So you'll want to.
Aidan Anderson back in again, Tony, as well in that outside lane. So a few returning swimmers very quickly after some grueling events earlier on.
But they're pretty spread out. Lane 5. Connor Aspinall looking strong here. The National Age Group champion from last year, Connor, Youth Academy member. And so he's looking pretty comfortable here at 32 points. So he's sure that's kind of the pace that we saw from Michael in the previous one for the first few hundreds. And then he got back into the 69 points. But, Connor has company. Griff Seguin, Edward Evans, and out there in 8, Aidan Anderson are all sticking with him. So he's certainly not managed to shake them off if that was his intention. And they're all now swimming slightly faster than him, and you can see that as they are slowly reeling him in. And it's now looking like a 3-way, if not a 4-way competition. We've got Sidar and Ewan Jones, Stirling University against Edinburgh University in lanes 6 and 7. I think Ewan was 6th in that race that Sidar got the bronze medal at the Scottish Summer Meet in Aberdeen last July. But still Connor are all now in the 33s, so 67 low for that last 100. And let's see if they can keep that up, because that's going to be definitely under the 9 minutes. Entry time's here 8:40, so they would be hoping to do that. 65 is the pace that they would be looking at to get in the 8:40s that they've entered on, so they're just slightly off that at the moment. And now it's got a new leader, Griff and Ewan. Sorry, Griff and Edward have now taken the lead. And we've seen the Canadians have strong back ends to all their races, so whether Griff's going to start piling on the pressure here. It doesn't look like Edward is letting him get away though. And 4:20. Another 66.
Just at the halfway point, well, Tony. So long way to go here.
Yeah.
4:20. Griffin Seguin and Edward Evans from Beckenham, 15-year-old against a 16-year-old. Still Aidan Anderson going well. University of Aberdeen performance right out there at the top. Another one of the 15-year-olds, so they're right in there in the mix. As you can see, 7 lengths to go. And not much really between the splits of the two leaders.
Yep.
32.98, 33.17. So nothing in it at all. But just maybe half a body length the advantage now for the Canadian Griff Seguin, I should say. 3 Canadian juniors still to come in the heat to follow. So again, this is the only chance they'll get to swim this 800 freestyle. So he's got to post a time for his teammates to challenge.
Definitely picked it up, hasn't he, in his last 150. 32 points now rather than 33. And is he just slowly ramping it up? 8:40 dead entry. I'm sure he would like to get under that 8:40 mark over here in Edinburgh. And at 5:50, so another 32, and that one's faster than the previous. So he's definitely, for the last 3 or 4 50s, he's got faster and faster and faster. And he's going to turn here at the next turn with 200 to go. Let's see whether he's managing to work his way into the lower 32s. If he is, then I think getting under that 8:40 is definitely going to be potential for him. And I'm sure he'll have a fast last 100 as well. So how much has he got left? 400's faster than the previous 50, so he's now going at almost a second, a 50 faster than Edward Evans from Beckenham. And all of a sudden, he's got a few body lengths lead, and you can see him, look at that, the kick's picking up. And he's really going for it. Yeah,
he's opened up that little gap there. Aidan Anderson sticking to the task in the outside lane.
Yep.
He's really going well. University of Aberdeen performance, 15-year-old. His entry time is 8:51, so he's well on course to be inside that one. But Griffin Seguin, 32.51 there for that previous 50, and look at the gap, it's just opened up here. He'll come down to the bell. That, I'm sure, will give him a little bit more energy, a little bit of a spark here as they come down to the 700 mark. Encouragement coming from the crowd behind us.
Woke us up there. So 32.5, so he's just got faster and faster. What's he got left? He's going to have to go a 63 point in this last 100, which is a couple of seconds faster than he's done since the very first 100, but he's looking strong. And it does look like there's a chance he might, you know. As he comes in, we'll get a good sense of that when he gets to this wall. So 32 smooth. Low. Oh, he's going to have to go some, isn't he? 30.6 to get under the 8:40. That's going to be tough on this last 150 metres, but it's possible. He's really up the tempo. And look at that, Aidan Anderson, after that good 200 fly earlier on today, has now followed that up with a good 800 free as well. Let's just check on his time in a minute. But here we go. Is Griff going to get underneath 8:40? Oh, it's going to be very close.
Oh, he's done it.
He's done it. Fantastic. Good man. 8:39.85. Aidan, 8:46. So that's a 5-second improvement now. He's had a great afternoon, has Aidan. And 15-year-old. And Edward Evans, 8:48.55. Strong swim for him as well. Canadian finish coming in again.
Well, yeah, Canadian strong freestyle finish. and it seems to be a trademark of this team, this junior team. Got 3 in the following 800 to come, so we'll watch out for them as the final swimmers come in. There's the result, 8:39.85. Fantastic swim again from Griffin Seguin. Aidan Anderson, excellent swim from the outside lane. He will get a best time for him. And we move on now to the third heat, and there is the lineup. Oscar Churnside, 17-year-old from Geary. William Shepherd, the 19-year-old from Stirling University. Alexander Lepine, the first of the Canadian juniors. He goes in lane number 3. 2 Olivers in the middle lanes. Oliver Rowe from University of Bath and Oliver Blanchard, another one of the Canadian juniors. They go in 4 and 5. Dara Horgan from National Centre in Limerick goes in 6. Alex Yeo from Canada, the Canadian junior team, goes in lane number 7, and Rufus Parry from Wickham District goes in the outside lane in lane number 8. So 3 Canadians, they go in 3, 5 and 7 within the early stages. It's lane number 2 who leads them through, William Shepherd, off to a good start, but the swimmers in the centre all in a row. Shepherd's gone out pretty fast here. He will lead them through the first 100, 19-year-olds. 59.73. Just ahead of Blanchard and Rowe in the centre. Well, it promises to be a close contest here, Tony, in the early stages. It looks pretty tight there, but as we see as the 800 progresses, tends to split. Let's hope these as many swimmers as possible are in contention as they progress through this one. Always makes a good exciting race in these 800s.
Yeah, it's looking so far like it could be. William, though, just edging ahead. He was silver medalist at both the Scottish Summer Meet and the national age groups last year, William, and that 18 and over age group. And he's not made a break though, he's just pulling them along. And really, you've then got Alexander Lepine, Oliver Rowe, Oliver Blanchard and Dara Horgan all pretty much in a line. William, so that's 65 and a half, just a 65 low, but really nothing between all of those top 5 swimmers in that last one in the mid 32s. And I think William is likely to slowly get drawn back into this pack, and really not a lot between them. Oliver Blanchard is the Canadian age group champion, beat Alex Yeo in that race, 8:27 played 8:37, so Oliver will go into this as the slight favourite, I would think. Oliver Blanchard, and based on that Canadian age group result anyway, but really these 5 are still looking, they look pretty smooth, all of them. Nice long rangy freestyles, breathing mainly every 2 by the looks of it. Still William 32.9, but the rest are actually swimming faster than him, and really
there's nothing
look at that, really nothing at all. 3:10, less than a second between the 5 of them. This is turning into what you wanted, Paul. A nice close race with a number of swimmers. Are they just playing cat and mouse now? Are they going for times or are they going for the race?
Well, we won't get another chance to swim this one. Heat declared winner, of course, so you know, we'll see who can come out on top in this one. Shepherd still looking good, but only 0.1 of a second is the advantage now. Blanchard, Horgan, Oliver Rowe, they're all pretty much of a muchness in terms of the split times. The Canadian team really performed well this last day or so, haven't they? I mean, I don't think we've seen, I don't remember many disappointing swims for the Canadians. They've come here and they've really competed well. Big flags over in the opposite corner of the arena for us. You can see them
Yep.
I think there's at least 6 of these big.
They're making their presence known, which is good to see.
Marking the territory there. So, yeah, great to see the Canadians here. And as I think we said before, we had to have some Canadians, individual Canadians here at the event in the past. I don't remember having a team, certainly not a junior team. No. One of the records this morning actually held by Kylie Mass, the backstroke record. So we top performers from Canada. Some of the top performers have been here before, but the junior team really performing well for their country, and a couple of them still right there in the mix as we have moved into the second half of this one. We're coming up with the 500 metre mark, and the ones in the centre lanes are probably starting to forge through now. Oliver Rowe, Oliver Blanchard, Dara Horgan, those 3 might be just getting ahead of the other 2. Are we going to be dropping William Shepherd and Alexander Lepine very shortly? 32-second point for the 3 leaders, and the others playing catch-up in the 33-second mark.
Does look like it's starting to separate out. William, the early leader, up to really the halfway mark, but he's trying to fight back, but it's going to be really tricky now, having had these 3 move ahead. And it's Oliver Blanchard. Looked like he's making a bit of a play there. Oliver Rowe trying to go with him. And there's really not much between these guys. And it is Oliver Blanchard, the Canadian junior swimmer, 8:27 entry time. Oliver Rowe was 8:25 just beside him. They look like they may be dropping Oliver, and it's Dara and Oliver Blanchard who are just starting to look like they're forging ahead. 200 to go. Been a bit of a move here from Oliver Blanchard. You can see he's just picked up the legs a wee bit. All of a sudden he's a body length ahead. Can Oliver respond? Oliver Rowe, that is. University of Bath swimmer. He's trying hard to stick with him, isn't he? And, 31, yeah, that's good. That's a second up. All of a sudden in that 50, he's just pulled away.
We shouldn't really be surprised that Canadian
We shouldn't.
Is strong in freestyle at the end of a distance race.
We really ought not be. Still, shouldn't presume, but it's been another fantastic display. All of a sudden, he's gone from a body length up to 2 or 3 body lengths up in the space of 100. 31.6 was the last 50. He's ramped this one up. Wouldn't be surprised if this is quicker. 31.4. This is exactly the same kind of approach that his teammate Griffin Seguin had in the last race, where the last 150 to 200 just ramped up and up and up. And
it's going to be somewhere around about that 8:30ish mark, maybe just over.
Yep.
It's not a bad swim at all from the leader here, Oliver Blanchard. He's going to bring them home. Still looking very, very strong indeed. Yeah. Just 8 minutes there. What can he come back in? Really going to the legs now for this final 50. Oliver Rowe is clear in second position. Looks like Dara Horgan might just hold on for third. Alexander Lepine trying to come through for that third spot for Canada. I'm not sure he's going to manage that, but here comes the winner of this one, Oliver Blanchard, into the finish, and 8:30 exactly. Well, we wonder if he'd get into that 8:30 mark. He managed it. 8:30.00. Oliver Rowe 8:35.11. Dara Horgan 8:37.07. William Shepherd it was place in 8:38.62. The other 2 Canadians in 5th and 6th, Alex Yeo and Alexander Lepine. But a great swim from Blanchard. Great second half of that race, and bang on the 8:30 mark. Well, we know he's been 8:27 before, so that time bang on the 8:30 probably wouldn't hurt too much, would it?
No. Well, I'm sure
if
it
he
hurt.
if he hadn't been if he hadn't been under the 8:30 before, he would have been absolutely gutted.
He would have been, but
with that 8:30.00.
Good swim from him. It's a lovely paced race there, and another Canadian junior swimmer win. And we're now moving into the final event this afternoon. That's the female 200 freestyle. 11 heats here. So 3 heats of female 50 breaststroke, and we have 11 heats of 200 freestyle. I don't know how that all works out, but here we are. So still plenty of swimming to go.
And the swim off, of course, if we have it this afternoon. Has that been confirmed yet, Tony?
It's been. I'm not sure if it's this afternoon. Yeah, just don't know if it's this afternoon. I'm just going.
Yeah, Talia Glenn back in the water again. We saw her a little bit earlier in the butterfly. She goes there from Knutsford in lane number 2. Emily Dickens, City of Glasgow, goes in lane number 3. Madeline Hull from Warren de Bass, the 14-year-old, in lane 4. Gemma Brown Carnegie in 5, and Caitlin Reid from Warren de Bass in lane number 6.
This evening is the swim-off.
This evening, right.
I think it's for a B final reserve, and most of those older swimmers haven't been here this afternoon, so a bit like last night, we had a swim-off for...
Yeah, bonus event at the start of the session.
Start of the session yesterday, was it 50 fly?
50 fly, I think it was yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was 50 fly, yeah.
So we'll have one of them this afternoon. Sorry, this evening. First off, 5:30 this evening, the swimming gets underway. Yeah.
So it's 200, first of the 11 heats. And first one to show City of Glasgow, Emily Dickens coming through in lane number 3. Very close for second place, but Emily Dickens going well, 104.46. Got entry time for Emily, 2:15.55. All the swimmers on the entry times of 2:15, with the exception of the para swimmer Talia Glynn. All that entry time 2:28. But, what kind of times are we looking for, Tony, for
we are looking
junior
for
and B finals?
2:07 for the junior, so that's within shot of quite a lot of these swimmers, and 2:02.81, which would be quite a stretch to get in the B final, but there's a good dozen or so junior swimmers who are either under or within touching distance of that 2:07.29. So once we get to heats 9, 10 and 11, that may well start to figure. We're back in this heat, a very good race going on in lanes 4 and 5. Maddie Hools comes through very strongly in this second 100, and she's going to come through and take this one, and she's going to be just around our time, 2:15.66, so just over. But that was a good swim from Maddie. She's had a couple of swims already this afternoon, a young 14-year-old, and she should be pretty happy with that one. Came into the Youth Academy member. She is third at the Scottish Summer Meet on that event, so that was a good swim for Maddie. Good strong finish as ever.
So that's first of the 11 of this 200 down. Here's the lineup for the second. Amy Rowell, City of Glasgow, next to her teammate Ellie Louise Kennedy.
Oh, no Ellie today, she's pulled out.
Grace McDonald goes in lane 3 for Grantham. Tatenda Tiyinga from Borough of Stockton in 4. Caitlin Frey in Forth Valley. Naomi Wilson, Warren de Bath. Jessa O'Hurley from Stirling University in 7. And Jennifer Smith from Borough of Stockton goes in lane number 8. So 2 from Borough of Stockton in this one, in lane 4 and lane 8. And only one now from City of Glasgow, and that's Amy Rowell over there in lane number 1, closest to us, but one's in the centre. Really got an early advantage over the City of Glasgow swimmer. Everyone else in a line. Caitlin Frey in first to the wall. Jess O'Hurley in second, Jennifer Smith in third, but only separated by 0.1 of a second. Very, very close there, right across the pool. Tatenda Tienga from Borough of Stockton, right there in the mix in lane number 4. Caitlin Frame going well for Forth Valley. Robert was telling us yesterday, Forth Valley, a newly formed team.
Yep. Quite a big setup, I think.
Jennifer Smith actually in the outside lane is the one who leads them through. And it's Borough of Stockton 1 and 2 as they go into the second half of this one. Grace McDonald from Grantham going in lane number 3. Swam at Grantham before, back in the day.
Oh yeah? So where's Grantham?
Yeah, a long time ago. It's in Lincolnshire.
Yep.
But it's kind of on the border with Nottinghamshire, and it's almost in that. It's almost in its own little corner. But yeah, been down there a couple of times. Not sure if it'll still be there, the old pool. You never know these days, do you?
Well, it sounds like there is a pool.
Yeah, well, certainly has been in the past. So
Grantham's Grace McDonald is certainly pushing hard. Tienda is also up there, still out there in 8. Jennifer Smith from Borough of Stockton. It's very, very tight between these swimmers. Is it going to be lane 3's? Grantham's Grace McDonald. I think she might, you know.
Ooh. The Smith? No, Ty. Look at that.
Fantastic. 2:16.54. So just slightly over their entry, but that was a good race there from Grace and Jennifer. With a tie, and Tatenda not too far behind, 2:17.36 in third.
So there we go.
Into the next heat, Louise Connell, City of Glasgow in 1, Abby Coventry, Morpeth Youngster in 2, Melissa Turnbull from Stirling University in 3, Ava Ross from City of Glasgow in 4. In 5, we've got Lucy Rapert from Morpeth, Kate Nolan, East Lothian in 6, Maya Loon from University of Aberdeen Performance in 7, Caitlin Morton, City of Glasgow in lane 8. Quite a few of these swimmers did the 800 freestyle earlier in the session. It's a bit brutal. 800 free and 200 free in the same session. If you're not doing that, you're doing a 200 fly or a 400 IM. So this is it's a tough gig today for a lot of these swimmers.
Character building, that's what they say, isn't it?
Apparently.
Don't sound convinced.
I wouldn't want to do it. Could start from Maya Loon, the University of Aberdeen swimmer. Medalist at Scottish Schools early, about a month or so ago in Aberdeen. And she's taken out an early start here. Has Maya going with her in 4, Ava Ross, City of Glasgow swimmer, and it's those two that are out in the lead. 64.99. Definitely still the fastest in the pool, all around 34s there. And she's holding on at the moment, but it's pretty tight. There's a lot of swimmers in this near the pool, near the balcony here. Louise Connell, Abby Coventry, Melissa Turnbull and Ava Ross. Still though, Maya Loon, University of Aberdeen swimmer, out there in 7. She's still got half a body length. And it's very tight though. Look, Kate Nolan coming through strong, and Melissa Turnbull. Kate Nolan in 6 has really pushed on this second 100, and she's coming flying up this last 50. She's got Maya in her sights, and she's now the most likely challenger. Ava Ross going well as well, but I think Kate Nolan's going to take this one, Age group finalist Kate, and she's timed this one really, really well, Kate Nolan. Entry time 2:13.7. She's going to be slightly over that, but well raced by her. Super pacing on that last 50. And she takes that one. 2:14.17. Maya just hangs on for second, with Ava Ross just behind her in 3rd place.
Yeah, nice swim there from Kate Nolan, taking her in to that first position. There's the lineup for heat number 4. Alice Ward from Borough of Stockton. Maya Rogers from Warren de Baths in lane number 2. Caris Mooney from City of Glasgow in 3. Molly Weir from West Lothian in 4. Tia Johansson Voga from Bergens in lane number 5. Lucy Hall from East Lothian in 6. Emily Louise Riach from University of Aberdeen Performance in 7. And Ella Pullman completes the lineup from Glenrothes in the outside lane. Ella Pullman getting a swim in her correct lane this time. She was in a reserve last night. I think she was in the fast heat, so she was a little bit eclipsed by the fast swimmers, which made it look definitely a little bit worse than it actually was, because it was a fairly decent time that she swam for Ella Pullman, and she's going well in this one in the outside lane. In lane number 8, also going well down here in lane number 2 with that red cap May Rogers, but very close in the centre of the pool. Might be Rogers first to the wall, could be Pullman up there in lane number 8. I think it'll definitely be those two. In fact, Emily Riach there in lane 7, so
exactly the same time in that 50, 33.62 for the first two swimmers. And still pretty tight though across the field. You can see there really not a lot between them. Whether Ella's going to consolidate that lead, or if Emily Riach is just coming back at her a wee bit here. Is Emily going to be turning first with a 50 to go? I think she might just be, only just though.
It's close.
900ths of a second, 1100ths of a second, but she has got the momentum, has Emily, and she looks like she's using that. She's now stretched ahead from Ella. 2:13 dead was her entry time, and it does look like she's got this one sewn up. Lane 4, Molly Weir working hard on this last 50 as well, but it's going to be, I think, Emily Riach. Emma Ellis hanging on for second. 2:14.04, it's just over her entry time there. Half a second up on the long-time leader Ella Pullman, and Thea Johansson Viage taps in 3rd place.
Yeah, another close contest. Well, the heats progress in time. Now we have the lineup for heat number 5. Lexi Lamont from Aberdeen in 1. Lucy Hunter from Hamilton in lane number 2. Harry Oldfield from Alnwick Dolphins in 3. Hazel Ann Carter from Wickham District in 4. Orla McInnes from Heart of Midlothian in 5. Ella Cunningham and Heidi Wren from City of Glasgow, they go in 6 and 7 respectively. And Molly Irvin Watson from Dumfries goes in lane number 8. So where is this one going to go? Hazel Ann Carter off to a good start in that centre lane. Orla McInnes from Heart of Midlothian as well, and Harry Oldfield in lane number 3 from Alnwick Dolphins, maybe first to the wall there. I think she looked first, but she must have had a very fast turn. Lanes 3 and 4 coming away strongly. Also right at the top, Heidi Wren and Molly Irvin Watson. And right at the bottom, another tussle going on here between Lexi Lamont and Lucy Hunter. But I think it might be the middle lanes, the centre lanes, who are just going to have the advantage here. Hazel Ann Carter goes over there in 104.34. So in good shape, Tony, to get challenge that 2:11 mark.
Yeah, they're looking good. She's all of a sudden just pulled away, hasn't she, Hazel Ann? Really strong second and third 50s here. Kicking hard. You can see the froth behind that kick, and she's really pushing on. Maybe Molly Irvin Watson trying to stick with her. Scottish Schools champion, silver medalist at Scottish Summer Meet as well, Molly. And but Hazel Ann has got herself A good lead here, 2.5, fastest in the pool. The only Lexi Lamont now trying to pull hard on lane 1. Coming in, she's getting attacked from all sides here. Is Hazel Ann Carter, but she doesn't look like she's going to be deterred, and she's not been put off at all. And that's a really good action shot there, breathing every 2, really forcing hard on this final 10 metres. 2:11.3 is her entry. She's going to beat that. 2:10.76. That's a really well judged race from Hazel Ann Carter, the 17-year-old from Wickham. Lexi Lamont 2:12.87, just over her entry time. And in third place, I think it was Lucy Hunter, 2:14.01.
Yeah, good swim there from Carter.
Very nice.
Reaching the halfway point now of these heats. And there's a lineup for heat number 6. Helen Nygaard from Bergen in lane 1, Evie O'Halloran Hutchison, Derwentside and Gateshead in 2, Katie Otterson Newcastle in 3, Catherine Williams Wickham District in 4, Ashley Drake Warrender in 5, Asma Lefaher from Loughborough in 6, Abigail Minto Swim Leinster in 7, Isabel Kidney Swim Munster in lane 8. So Leinster and Munster going head to head. We were talking about rugby earlier on, Tony.
We were, yeah. Ireland playing Italy as we speak. I think it's half time at the moment. Ireland just up, only just.
Oh.
And I'm sure there'll be fair representation in the Ireland team from Leinster and Munster. And 2 swimmers in the pool here, doing well. Abigail and Isabel, 2 19-year-olds out there in lanes 7 and 8. They're up there. Fast start from Catherine Williams, the Wickham swimmer. She's a 16-year-old, but other than her, it's pretty even across the rest of them. 62, that's the fastest 100 I think we've seen, and she's a good half a second or so up on the rest of them. Not a lot though between them. Who's going to make this move in the second half of this race? Ashley Drake coming through as well in lane 5, along with Katie Otterson and Evie O'Halloran Hutchinson, Derwentside and Newcastle swimmers. But Catherine Williams led from the go really, and she's just consolidated that lead. She's now got nearly 2 seconds on the rest of them. 1:35.53. There's another 32 point on that 50, so she's looking at 2.8 maybe, 2.9, so definitely looking at getting under that 2.10. If she can maintain this pace, it's going to be a super swim here for Catherine.
Edging closer to your junior time.
2:07.29 is the junior time.
Ooh.
Oh, just outside. Really nice swim though. Catherine, Eva O'Halloran Hutchinson coming in, as well as Katie Otterson just snatching second. But that was a super swim from Catherine. Over 2 second improvement on her entry time, just missing out on a junior final, but we are definitely getting there. We've still got another 5 heats to go, so person who's currently 8th into that final will be watching this.
Wickham having a good run at the moment. That's 2 wins in the last 2 races. They've got a representative in this one as well. That's Danica Foster, who goes in at lane number 1. Rosalie Phelan from Swim Leinster in 2. Eve Doherty and Sonia Lafair from Repton. They go in 3 and 4 respectively. Amelia Mardell from University of Aberdeen Performance. We have Leanna Ledane from Swim Munster in 6, Lauren Dennett from the Isle of Man in 7, and Ella Carroll from the National Centre in Dublin in lane number 8. So big Irish representative in this one. Leinster and Munster in it again. Dublin in as well. And the Isle of Man, 2 from Repton. University of Aberdeen Performance. The only Scottish representative in this one, that's Amelia Mardell in lane number 5. And Wickham again represented by that green cap of Danica Foster right at the bottom of your picture there. But trying to continue the run for the Wickham swimmers. Those 2 wins in the previous 2 heats. Mardell coming through to lead at the halfway point, 102.97. Sana Lefebvre from Repton in second place. Also going well is Leanna Ledane from Swim Munster. Maybe the Munster swimmer just about taking the advantage here. Leanna Ledane in lane number 6. Just watch out and see if she can press this advantage home as she comes in 33.55. One of the fastest in the pool, not quite as fast as Eve Doherty though in lane number 5, and she is chasing the Irish swimmer back. Eve Doherty, in fact lane number 3 actually I should have said, and Eve Doherty, it looks like she has the advantage here. Eve Doherty is pressing this one home. I think she's going to get ahead of Ledane. It is going to be very close at the finish, but it is going to be Eve Doherty, I think. And Eve Doherty, it looks like she has the advantage here. Eve Doherty is pressing this one home. I think she's going to get ahead of Ledane. It is going to be very close at the finish, but it is going to be Eve Doherty, I think. And Eve Doherty, it looks like she has the advantage here. Eve Doherty is pressing this one home. I think she's going to get ahead of Ledane. It is going to be very close at the finish, but it is going to be Eve Doherty, I think. And Eve Doherty, it looks like she has the advantage here. Eve Doherty is pressing this one home. I think she's going to get ahead of Ledane. It is going to be very close at the finish, but it is going to be Eve Doherty, I think. And Eve Doherty, it looks like she has the advantage here. Eve Doherty is pressing this one home. I think she's going to get ahead of Ledane. It is going to be very close at the finish, but it is going to be Eve Doherty. And Eve Doherty, it looks like she has the advantage here. Eve Doherty pressing this one home. I think she's going to get ahead of Ledane.
Start here from Leila Weatherspoon, Academy member.
Eve Doherty, it looks like she has the advantage here. Eve Doherty pressing this one home. I think she's going to get ahead of Ledane.
Start here from Leila Weatherspoon, Academy member.
Doherty, it looks like she has the advantage here. Doherty pressing this one home. I think she's going to get ahead of Ledane.
Taking 5 holes. Start here from Leila Weatherspoon, with her out there in the member. 7 8
has the advantage here.
With him, Amber Hinton, Alice, dominating nice start here. Taking 5 holes. Start here from Leila Weatherspoon, with her out there in the member. 7 8 Leila 101.89. With him, Amber Hinton, Alice, hold on. Nice start second half of this race. Amber Hinton start here from Leila Weatherspoon, with her out there in the member. 7 8 Leila 101.89. Won that race. Hold on. Nice start second half of this race. Amber challenge here from Leila Weatherspoon now. With her for Amber. 7 8 Leila 101.89. Won that race. Hold on. Nice start second half of this race. Amber challenge here from Leila Weatherspoon now. With her for Amber. 7 8 7 Leila 101.89. Won that race. Hold on. Junior final. Amber challenge here from Leila Weatherspoon now. With her for Amber. 7 8 Leila 101.89. Hold on. Junior final. Amber challenge here from Leila Weatherspoon now. With her for Amber. 7 8 Leila 101.89. Junior final. Amber challenge here from Leila Weatherspoon now. With her for Amber. 7 Junior final. Amber challenge here from Leila Weatherspoon now. With her for Amber. 7
All right, are you doing it Sunday?
presume I will be.